Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the Scriptures, when we go throughout extra-biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're invited.
How is everyone doing out there today? How is everyone doing out there today? Oh yeah, gotta get right. Gotta get them BCAAs up in me right now, and that neuro formula. Yeah, gotta start it off right. Gotta have that neuro formula. KIIYSupplements.com. So, you know, we always on our business. We always on our game. Today we going into making sure everybody's alive out there. I want to do some call-ins and make sure everybody's alive out there today. After this eclipse, all of this stuff people putting on Facebook, all of this stuff people putting all over the internet. Let me make sure everybody's still well. I would see, can you smell my cologne? But listen, we on the camera right now. Let me make sure everybody's still alive. All the doom and gloom. All the doom and gloom. You know. Good to see everybody out there today. I am Elder Rawchaa, Tuesday night with G.O.C.C. Media. And yes, you heard it first, historytimes.org. That is our Hebrew and Bible Academy. Right? And I'm not afraid to say it again and to put you in remembrance because it's the best thing on the planet. So that's why we start to show off with it. You see? Right. And I'm gonna make sure I put the link inside of the chat for those of you who don't know. We have a Bible Academy, right? And obviously you're gonna be getting reminders all through the week about it. Okay. Wednesday, Friday, Thursday, just so you can make sure you come in there on Sunday and get your mind right, so you can get ready to join the new Hebrew and Bible Academy. Go ahead, get in line. Go to historytimes.org so you can get that new academy. All right. The new theme is going to be Jacob's trouble, because that's what we're in right now. We're going to talk about it tonight. One second. We're going to talk about it tonight. Jacob's trouble is what we're in, guys. I'm going to tell you right now. If you don't know, you might want to know. You might want to get in the know. You understand? We're going through all types of things in this time, but we're going to make it through it. Don't worry. Okay? There you go. historytimes.org. Make sure you get in. All right? Make sure you get in here and come and get your mind right. Beautiful. Look at that website. You know? Yes, indeed. Get your Sunday morning dose. Get your Sunday morning dose. Learn the original Hebrew language, on-the-ground news, interviews from around the world, ancient history, and Bible studies. All new updated lessons. Okay, brand new lessons from when we first started. We were in that first Hebrew and Bible Academy. Y'all get the good stuff. The only thing y'all don't get is when we had the fitness and martial arts part. But knowledge is more important than that physical. You need both though. But I'm just saying. You can't be able to whip nobody butt in no war anyway if your mind don't work right. I'm gonna tell you right now. It all starts in the mind. So anyway, don't miss out on what everyone is talking about. The Hebrew and Bible Academy is experiencing its best year ever with brand new lessons, timely news reporting. The elders of the Gathering of Christ Church would like to invite you to enroll in the Hebrew and Bible Academy, which runs every Sunday. Seats are filling up fast. Hurry to enroll and secure your seats today. All right. So I just thought I'd put that out there for the people. I don't know if you guys could see that clearly, fully, but I was reading it to you. I apologize about that. I apologize. I should have sized it up a little better, but it's okay. All right. So, and if you have someone in your area who possibly cannot, maybe not, afford to get in there, we do give out free seats every now and then to those who cannot afford. And when I say free seats, it's not like 30 people in the body, but no, like every now and then there's some charity, maybe for 1 or 2 people in that local body. So you'd have to get with your area leader on that and have them get with the elders in the headquarters on that. Okay. So just wanted to put that out there really quick. All right. How is everybody doing today? I'm glad to see everybody alive. As bridges falling, as earthquakes in diverse places. Matthew 24. You understand? I mean, goodness gracious. Right. I'm just thankful we all here. But I came back to hailstorms. There was a hailstorm in Dallas up north. I don't know which parts of Dallas, but I'm going to tell you right now. Boy, the devil is mad. You understand? Shaking in his boots. You see, every time you talking about exposing the ones who's hiding in the caves, underground, in the tunnels, and, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm just saying. They go, hey, you know what? Throw out Puffy. Throw out Meek Mills. You see, throw out Kanye West. You see, throw out Jay-Z. You see, I'm just saying. They just putting everybody out there. Listen, they are not trying to get caught for anything. You pull up they little rock, let me tell you, they digging that tunnel deep. Huh? The sons of perdition do not want to be exposed. Before they show their real face underground, they gonna put a little puppet up there. They gonna put a little puppet up there for you to think that that's them. See? That's what's going on right now. I'm just telling you how it is. There's some things out there circulating just to keep us totally distracted right now. And let me tell you, these people would just put things out there, right? Like, oh, 50 Cent, does he want to be a Ciroc ambassador? I mean, it's stuff all over the place. And let me tell you, how many of you who are on social media, you can't go on social media without seeing a new Puffy video? I mean, their distractions are serious. And you're not even looking for that. You are not even looking for that. I'm starting to see so many things being dug up. People are now, what's funny about the Most High? Let me tell you, boy, everything's getting exposed. People sending me, BIG videos, and let me tell you, I don't care about exposing people as far as their persons and all that. They've already exposed themselves. I was a child listening to some of this music, and now when I look back, just like everyone else, people are starting to put 2 and 2 together. That's what's really going on. I seen the Game and Puffy in the club getting Justin Bieber drunk. Let me tell you, on his birthday or something, I'm like, listen, I don't want no parts of none of this stuff. I didn't see videos with Puffy, and I haven't seen anything out of the ordinary, but I can tell you what, all I'm saying, some of these things are questionable. It is questionable when you see Kanye West out there with his wife dressed a certain way. I mean, they say this guy's having the same Hollywood type of parties with people, they don't have the full attire on, but you want to claim to be Jew, and guess what? I'm not knocking anyone's transition, but the reality is I'm really tired of focusing on these cats The door is here and the water is here if you're ready to get dipped in this water. But other than that, we're going back to the work. You can say and scream Jew and all these things all you want to, but until I see you walking, you understand this walk. I'm gonna tell you right now, lukewarm gets spewed out, and I'm not judging any man. I don't have the power to judge these men. You see, so. But I would tell you something. I seen something crazy today, and somebody put something out there. Unfortunately, I saw, there's just things about how Tupac and Biggie Smalls wanted to leave their labels and all these things. But I seen some video. I'm like, good Lord. I literally seen Biggie Smalls laying on Puffy, like moving his head on his shoulder and caressing his head. I said, you know what? Now it all makes sense to me. And it's like, you know how the rainbow community, they will like each other at one point, and then they catfight in the next point. That's no different than what's going on in this industry. Everybody's using and abusing one another. You know what I'm saying? I saw that today, and it bothered me because I thought back at this Biggie lyric. And if those of you who used to listen to Biggie Smalls or Big Papa, you know this lyric I'm talking about. I can't put it out there, but fully, all I'm saying is he pretty much put out there what they are putting out now. He said, in so many words, don't you know my friend, allegedly kidnapped kids, do something to them and put them over a bridge. And when I say do something, I can't put it all out there, but you can kind of know where I'm going with that. Right? Excuse me. Let me turn this thing off. One second here. 1 second here. Let me take this 1 second. Sorry, that was one of my good brothers. Want to make sure everything was all good. So, yeah. So what I'm saying is back to subject. They have been doing these things, and like Elder Rawchaa was saying, it's a lot of people who they've been doing these things, and they really have different personas. And what I'm starting to realize is when I look back into the history of these people's profile, Tupac, and nothing against none of these people, but Tupac's parents and all that said they had something to do with the Black Panther Party. And we know that's no different than modern day, what do you call that? What's that thing they got out there now? The black what? Come on now. It's on the tip of my tongue. How can I forget? Black Lives Matter, BLM. That was no different than that, just so you know. You got Puffy's dad used to run with Frank Lucas. Frank Lucas, no offense, but I'm saying he ended up getting caught up telling, and guess what? Puffy's dad was along with that. So I'm saying when you look back at these people's dossiers and all of these things, we don't really know who these people are. Like Elder said, a lot of these people, they pick on them and they fabricate their lives and throw them out there in front of us. You look at some famous person today, you look like, oh, that person was doing this back then. Like, man, who are these people really? Huh? Let me tell you, child sacrifice and them selling their children out to Moloch is not anything new. Don't forget, Usher's mom took him to Puffy. And every time I see poor Chris Brown, I'm like, man, I wish my brother can come into this truth, the talent this brother has. I wish he could. Because when I look into his face, it's almost as if he's wearing some guilt. It's like, I know something's not right there. He came into this thing, a nice, talented young boy. But when I look into his face every time, I see like, and I'm not assuming it's drugs or anything, but obviously we ain't silly. But I can see something's not right there. Right? And it's almost like a person just keeps doing this because they can't really say what happened and what's really going on. But that's neither here nor there. We're not going to beat a dead horse. All I'm saying is I'm done with this stuff because I'm really not surprised. But obviously it's going to be a bunch of surprises. but not really. Let's be honest. Most of these people in this industry, they know what they were doing. They know what they're getting into. No one came out and told when they were violated, supposedly. Right? But this is their own personal thing they have to deal with. We're going to focus on the work of the Most High. We got water ready. Water ain't going nowhere. And the door is open to any of these brothers or these sisters. It's open. As long as people come fully humble, contrite, and willing to learn. Okay? So we're going to leave that there. But is everyone okay after the eclipse? Because we were hearing so many things. And mind you, we've been doing this work for so long. We've been doing this work for so long now. We've heard about a lot of things. Not that a lot of these things can't and won't happen, and that they don't have their times. But we really focus on Christ. We don't really focus on what media says and what man says. We try to stay ready to keep from getting ready. And we use these as little tests, our own little tests, to just make sure, like, okay, we made it through this one. If something does come, we made it through that. And it's not to say that something can't happen after this so-called eclipse this week, next week, a month from now. So we just need to stay ready all the time. Right? Obviously, you had people running out there to the grocery store, buying all these things out. You had thousands of people who wants to actually go and watch this thing. I didn't go outside to watch anything. I was in the house with my family. Neither do I really care, even if nothing was going on, because it's just something normal that the Bible says. We talked about it last week. Jeremiah 10 says, "Be not dismayed at the signs of heaven." Right? Because the heathen, they are dismayed at them. This is just the way that the Most High created the course of the earth. I saw a chariot near the eclipse. I wasn't looking at the eclipse to find out. And I can't tell you if there's a chariot or not, because let me tell you, there's some other things that was happening that the elite wanted to happen around the eclipse. And we're going to talk about it tonight. So I can't tell you if there was a real chariot or not. It could have been. But I can tell you what I did see. I saw a bunch of what they call shooting stars on their way to California to the Hollywood party. Let me tell you, I don't know if you've seen a bunch of them. Okay? A bunch of them. I'm not saying, I don't even know if it was after the eclipse or before, but I seen that just recently, a bunch of them. And really, I always see a bunch of fallen angels on their way to California and demons all the time. What people confuse as, I don't know what people confuse them as, but it was like a bunch of them. So that's not even a shock. But let's talk about this thing, and I'm going to open it up for calls. I wanted to show really quick what people are so excited about. Why the Bible says, hey, as a matter of fact, let me pull that up again, just in case someone didn't see last week's show. What do I want to go to? Jeremiah 10 again. To see what's the big, oh my goodness, is that what you guys went out there for? Huh? These people are just worshiping. You understand the creation that the Most High made instead of actually worshiping Him. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So let us go there real quick. One second. Take this off. Hit up this Jeremiah 10 really quick. All right, check it out. Here, Jeremiah 10 verse 1 says, "Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel." So specifically, you house of Israel. I know some of you are like, well, ain't nothing wrong with going to watch the eclipse. Hey, that let me tell you, that's totally up to you. It's totally up to you. But I am not going to be dismayed at these things personally. I'm not going to be dismayed at these things personally. One moment here. Yeah, personally, I am not going to be dismayed at these things. I'm going to listen to what the Bible says. I'm not going to be all shocked. Oh my goodness, no. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. This is talking to all Israelites. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. So he's saying that we should not actually be so worried or stressed about this, or so surprised, so curious, because curiosity kills the cat. So let us go into this video really quick, right? And I'm going to show you why the Most High says we shouldn't be alarmed, so alarmed about this thing here. You're going to be able to see everything in the kingdom of heaven that you need to see. We read it last week. There's many things that's out there that we may not actually understand. Fair use. This is what everybody wants to see so bad. Oh my goodness. This is what people pay thousands of dollars about. Let me tell you, this is what people actually sending the National Guard out. We're going to send the National Guard out because, oh my goodness, we're going to see a sliver of the moon. And are you kidding me right now? Let me tell you, that's one thing, boy. The Most High, no offense, but the Most High definitely made the nations different than Jake. Definitely different than what Esau is talking about right here. Let's check this thing out. Why Jeremiah 10 is so important, because you're going to be like,
now there is just a small sliver of the sun that is still visible.
A small sliver of the sun.
And we will go through a small process here. Seconds before totality, we'll get some little flashes of light on the outer edge of the moon, and those will be Bailey's beads.
Wow, there it is. Look at this. It's almost there.
It's almost.
Do you hear these people? These people are so patriotic, as if they own the earth. I mean, people crying and all that. I mean, they've gotten these people in this country to the point where they go to a rock concert. This is some normal dude who just makes some music. People crying and all that. They see the moon, people crying, fainting, losing their, you know what I mean? Losing their mind. People's traveling, spending thousands of dollars. You got the National Guard coming out and all that for this. Something regular the Most High just did real quick.
There.
You can hear the crowd behind us cheering it on. Wow.
So if you can look out a window.
Wait. Did you hear this dude? Did you hear this dude? Wow.
Cheering it on. Wow.
So if you can look out a window, look at the color of the air around you. Everything is getting very flat gray.
Yep.
We are just.
Look, they is hype. These people are hype. Gee whiz, Bob. Did you see that? Did you see that, John? My goodness.
Away from those Bailey's beads showing up, then we will have what's known as the diamond ring, the last little glimpse of sun before totality. And when totality happens, you take your glasses off, and hopefully through these cirrus clouds, we will be able to see the corona of the.
Yeah, the worship. Yeah, the corona, huh? Yeah. The worship of angels. These are angels here. It's a black, you know what? Matter of fact, I'm glad y'all looking up there. Look up there to see what a black woman and a black man look like. Huh? Look up there to see what a black woman and a black man look like. Because when you read in the pseudepigrapha, it's going to show you, I forget what book it's in, that the sun is a black angel. It's a man. And the moon is a black woman. That's what Seth asked his mom, Eve. That's what he asked her. Who are those two black people up there? Oh, that's the sun and the moon. The male is the sun, and the woman angel, get to see who your rulers are up there. And I'm not saying this in cockiness. But and that's all jokes aside. But the Most High told us not to worship these things. Even Christ himself came down and said, don't worship me. Like, listen, worship the Father. I came to do the will of my Father. If the Son of God came down and told you don't worship him, why would you think we need to get all these people together to start worshiping these people? Yeah, they can say we're just looking, but let me tell you, we teach in the Hebrew and Bible Academy, when you go to historytimes.org and join, about the worship of the sun and the moon. That's where you get Allah from. That's where you get these Roman gods from. Isis, Horus, these Egyptian gods. See?
Sun, which this is the only time you get to see the corona of the sun. So hopefully we get to
like
see
you,
it.
I vaguely.
Now check it out though. That's another reason I didn't want to take my tail out there. Do you hear what she's talking about right now? This is the only time you get to see it just so happens that she's talking about corona. This is the only time you get to see the corona of the sun. And we was talking about, man, we don't want to go out there, make sure these people drop something out the sky. They talking about shooting rockets up there. They talking about opening the Cern. They be done drop the whole sickness out on everybody whose eyes was up there. Everybody whose eyes was seen, all of a sudden, the Most High allowed them to get sick. See? I'm not saying that's the case. Obviously, I'm joking here, but we have to be very careful to just follow what the Bible says. You got your wife arguing with dudes with their husbands talking about, oh yeah, I'm divorcing him because he didn't get to take me to go and see the eclipse like all of the rest of the good men did. Huh? Get out of here.
Remember as a kid seeing this, and I certainly did not have an expert from NASA and an expert meteorologist, as I said, eclipse guru standing next to me, walking me through it. Kind of tell me right now, what are we seeing?
Well, there's just this little tiny orange sliver. That's all there is. And
let me tell you, he said it himself. That's just this. He's like, hey, this just this little tiny orange sliver. That's all there is. We're all out here by the thousands just to see that. And I'm going to show you why I'm laughing at this. I'm going to show you why. I got another article to show you, because people are not worshiping Thanksgiving, Christmas like they used to, Valentine's Day, because everybody's starting to find out who they are. It may not seem a lot to you, but thousands of people, coming away from these holidays, that's affecting them. Okay? And they see it. So they need events like this to get a money grab. We should already have our food and water saved. They need these little events where in your area, oh, it's a hurricane. Oh, in your area, it's a tornado. Oh, we need everybody, go and get your food and your water and your safety supplies. You should have that anyway. And they get their little money grabs. So now the money grabs, they're losing the money grabs on the holidays. Now they need events to get the money grabs. Obviously, there's a lot of other things that's happening at the same time simultaneously. But these people killed 30 birds with one stone. Okay?
see, it's this little tiny orange sliver, but Betsy's absolutely right. If you take the glasses off, don't look at the sun, but look around. The color is incredible.
So
we're not gonna watch this
remember,
whole thing.
the sun is 400 times larger in diameter.
Let me tell you, we don't want to hear none of her expertise, because let me tell you, she starts to go in and there's Jupiter would be here. We don't want to hear none of that right now. So I just wanted to show you it was very simple. People crying and falling out and all that. I can go to my Lord now because I've just seen the eclipse before my eyes. No. I can tell little Molly bye now. No. It wasn't that deep. It wasn't that deep. So, anyway, since we saw that that's not that deep, let's show the money grab. Get your solar eclipse glasses. I wonder how much money they made off of that. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. 1 second, guys. Fair use for educational purposes only. And religious purposes. All right, we want to read this article here. See if I can pull this up. This is CBS News, guys. Okay, the solar eclipse could deliver a 6 billion economic boom. Meaning, we gonna take all your bread from you. Just so you can see this basic stuff here. And when I say basic, I'm not talking the Most High's works are perfect. But they make it seem as if it's something that we all need to go out and worship and do as a community. See? The solar eclipse could deliver a 6 billion economic boom. The whole community is sold out. Yeah, they sold out, all right. They sold out. They sold out to the moon and the angel who up there like, listen, I ain't tell y'all to worship me. Steve Wright said he first heard about the total eclipse on April 8th, 4 years ago. Let me tell you, a black person ain't worrying about the next eclipse 8 years from now. Maybe so. Maybe so, but I don't know that in Jake land. In Jake world, we had to see the media to know the next eclipse is coming. We worrying about how to survive and how to put bread on the table, and we worrying about black problems. Okay? Steve Wright said he heard about the total eclipse on April 8th, 4 years ago, when a visitor booked the first room for the event at Vermont's J Peak Resort. Wright, the resort general manager, said he soon started hearing rumblings from other ski areas. They said the hype is real, he recalled, adding that he's never seen anything quite like visitor excitement over the eclipse. Check that out. Now, these people are really starting to remind me of the people who were in the Tower of Babel in ancient history, becoming all one mind. You see? Now, it's funny because when I was on the other side of the world, they are already primed through these false religions to be one mind. It's as if you can go to one side of Egypt, go to the other side of Egypt. Somebody knows you, your name, where you live at, and you never met them before. And you're like, how did that get around over here? So they're starting to prime this world and turn it into like a third world country where they're getting everybody's mind, right, in unison like it is overseas. Everybody's getting together. You understand, at least we talking about the simple-minded, those who will put something in their arm, those who will take the miracles of the beast. Talking about these neural things in the head and all that. Those who will move through emotion. That's the everybody we're talking about. We're not talking about the remnant of the Most High. There's these different worlds here where you have, like, I go around and see, for instance, land. Who's buying land? I sometimes just drive around paying attention. Issachar's buying land. The Indian tribes. See? The Chinese. The East Indians. Edom already got it. They've been having it. Because they came over here in the colonization. But our people are not doing it. Our people are not trying to really do anything but survive. Right? But the rest of these people are on one mind, one frequency. Our people are too. They're following, playing catch up, but they're still with these people in this mind frame. Okay? If they can get to the eclipse, let me tell you, they probably would too, but they worrying about trying to how they gonna get little Johnny some Pampers. Okay? But they're priming this country. And they know how everyone thinks psychologically. They said, as I digress, let me get back on subject here. They said the hype is real, he recalled, adding that he's never seen anything quite like visitor excitement of the eclipse. The early prediction turned out to be prescient, with Wright noting that all of J.Peak's 900 rooms have been fully booked for April 7th. Check that out. At a cost of about $500 per night. That's an expensive room. For a year and a half. By comparison, the resort had roughly 80 bookings on the same day last year. Roughly 800 rooms are booked for April 8th, the day of the eclipse. Is that the rest of it? Let me see. Did I pass up read more? 1 second. Let me see. Can I get the rest of that without yeah, there we go. Indeed, tourists are getting into the spirit of rare celestial event, a major boon for local businesses across the eclipse direct path. One couple is getting married at the 4,000 summit of J.Peak during the eclipse. So you got people getting married on this day. So they're buying things out. They said $6 billion, guys. That's a lot of money in a dying economy. Just to see that little slither, that little tiny orange thing that the Edomite just said on the news. Huh? Indeed, tourists are getting into the spirit of the rare celestial event, a major boom for local businesses across the eclipse direct path. One couple was getting married at the 4,000 summit of J.Peak during the eclipse, while the resort will have a Pink Floyd cover band playing The Dark Side of the Moon at the base. And with more than a foot of snow forecast to arrive just ahead of the eclipse, skiers are also likely to hit the slopes as the moon and the sun align. So let me tell you, Edom makes sure that they got it all in line to worship that Roman sun again. Huh? They like, we got to have our life's special moment in front of the sun. We worship the Son, meaning Christ and his Father. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, they worship the S-U-N. Okay? So, 1 second here. Wright said he expects his resort to book as much revenue over April 5th through 8th weekend as typically would during the entire month of April. So what they would get in the entire month, they're going to get that through April 5th through 8th. Okay? All because of the eclipse. It has well been advertised that they were at the end of the path of totality, and we will have the best look at the eclipse at over 3.5 minutes. So all of this, for 3.5 minutes. He told CBS Money Watch, adding the event is giving boost not just to J.Peak, but to the entire region, a rural part of Vermont that is known for scenic farm and ski areas. The whole community is sold out. The total eclipse isn't just throwing shade across a dozen states in line for the astronomical event. It's also shining an economic bonanza on states from Texas to Vermont. The eclipse could bring a financial boost as much as $6 billion, not 6 million, guys, $6 billion. For something so, a simple sight to see. Thanks to increased spending on hotels, restaurant, and travel, according to an estimate from Perryman Group, an economic analysis firm. So y'all see that? So what y'all just seen, that boosts the economy $6 billion. Huh? Y'all see that? So I'm just saying, what y'all just saw, do you think that was worth? The works of the Most High are great, but I'm saying on the level of him telling us to not worship these stars in the sky, these lights, and to just worship him. We can see it and it's going to be amazing. But they were talking about bringing out the National Guard. They talking about it's going to be release locusts and cicadas out of the sky. Huh? Yeah. They talking, we got, they shot rockets into the sky. They opened up their hydrogen colander. the Cern, excuse me. Right? So, listen. I'm going to show you something again of why we should trust our God. I'm going to show you something. This is all vanity, guys. Let's go to verse 3. Jeremiah 10:3. For the customs of the people are vain. Waste of time. They have nothing else to do in their boring lives but to come outside and do this. For the customs of the people are vain. Huh? Yeah, it's going into the Christmas now. But just their customs in general. Have you seen the ancient little dances? You know, like, no. It's just, that's something they can do, but that's something we shouldn't get caught up into. I'm saying these people are throwing out so many distractions to take us away from our kingdom. We can let them do what they want to do in their kingdom. This is their kingdom. Let them go out there and watch the sun. We need Jacob to focus on our mission. We don't need Jacob to be getting caught up where the Bible says, if possible, they should deceive the very elect. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I asked, are you okay after the eclipse? Because it wasn't that deep. Your God told you, Israel, and the Gentiles who's following us, let's not focus on all of these distractions. Because all of a sudden we forgot about the tunnels. Because I'm not going to lie to you, I forgot about the tunnels for a second. You forgot that they were getting ready to do more things about this Epstein Island. Releasing more names and public figures who probably were visiting there. All of a sudden, they start pushing our people out. Not that they're not wrong for what they're doing. And it's not my job to go and prove. I'm not the investigator to go out and prove if these audios that they're putting out on these artists. And because let me tell you, they got some bad stuff out there right now. And Meek Mills, you might want to pick up a Bible, brother. I love you enough as your brother to say, and I'm being real, I'm being very truthful. You might want to go in the closet, leave a strip club, because I started following him at first on Instagram because I'm like, well, maybe this young brother trying to change his life, doing prison reform, even though I really didn't believe fully that. But then when I seen him rapping once again about women and being in a strip club, I'm like, oh, unfollow that. That's some lukewarm, hypocritical. Same for Kanye. Can't see this garbage. Crying about we're Jews and this and that, but then you walking your woman around like that. Nah, dude. See? We ain't doing that. But y'all brothers, y'all might want to pick up a Bible very soon. The time is short. If Allah is letting you do all that and fooling you to think, Meek Mills, that you can do all of that. And we know that book. We know what the Quran says. You basically, it's basically no different than the modern day Christianity. You can say you believe and still sin. Excuse me. You can say you believe and still sin. And we know what Muhammad was doing. Let me tell you, getting that academy, that's all I'm going to say. With children and all that. See? Men, let me tell you. The Rainbow Gang was up in that thing. The Rainbow Gang was in the desert. Let me tell you, because they seen the desert was all brown. They said, let's bring the rainbow colors up in this thing. It's too brown. Too boring. Huh? So, pick up a Bible. Because, let me tell you, run into Africa, Mr. Meek Mills. There's some countries over there who don't want the Rainbow Gang over there. It's time for us as a people to face reality. Only the truth can set you free. See? I'm not here to say what's real and what's not with rumors, but I'm saying every time I get on social media. There's a new video out about Puffy now and Meek Mills. And Meek Mills, the poor brother's trying to put out something positive. And then people like, yeah, we still ain't forget about that audio. We ain't forget about that, yeah, these pictures and you matching with. The people ain't forgetting. The Most High is showing these brothers, it's up, it's done. That's love. It's like, come out. It's going to be embarrassing. But guess what? They embarrassed Christ, but he still stood up and he didn't do nothing wrong. They try to make him drink gall, vinegar, and urine. They put some crown on his head. If our Lord and Savior got embarrassed and he went through it, who are we to not go through it? We've done wrong. See? Or you just don't really believe. Or you just are afraid. I'm trying to figure out how all of these gangsters are these gangsters, but these Jewish people are in their pocket telling them what to do. That's not gangster to me. I've never been a gangster anyway. Didn't ever want to be. I'm a man at the end of the day. You don't have to be a gangster as a man to stand on business. Maybe they call it gangster ways or things that you do as gangster. They can use their own terminology, but a man, we just stand on business and principle. But it's kind of scary of who's calling themselves gangsters today, because let me tell you, that definition is totally tainted. The definition of real Negro and gangster is totally, let me tell you, rainbowish. That's all I'm gonna say. So it's time to pick up a Bible. And I know I'm digressing, but I love my brothers. And a lot of people didn't open their back door. It's time to close that back door, because you know what? I'm going to tell you guys. Whoever comes through another door is a thief and a robber. You can deal with a sister, bring forth children, bring forth legacy. But you let somebody come in the other door, they will have your soul. You get all of this vain, fake glory, but your soul is gone. And your integrity as a man is gone, or a woman. Okay? Let me tell you, I don't want no parts of Hollywood. I gave that up a long time ago. I've been hearing about these parties and all this stuff long ago when I was in my 20s. When some people came to me, I can't put this story out there. Some people came to me personally from a major label and told me this story as a young man. Some people sat me down in my little group that I was in, that I was over. They came to me personally and said a few things. And this is, I was just learning about certain parts of the truth. And that's when I knew, I'm like, okay, I don't know if I'm, you know what I'm saying, down with all that. See? But I digress on that. I just wanted to put that out there because I know these people listen to us on the side. They probably hide and listening to us, and it's all good. Listen to us, because what we're telling you, let me tell you, is far more true than what these brothers are putting you in. And it may be unto death, but you will have a crown of real life. This is not life. This thing is falling down. They make you perform even when you're tired. They tell you to hop around. If you're so gangster, you wouldn't be hopping around for these billionaires like a bunny rabbit on a tennis court. That's not gangster. It's not hard. So what we're saying is we not falling for the madness here. You can come in, and you can come and be a true warrior with us. See? The truth shall set you free. Let us go back to the people who try to get you all up in arms about some basic stuff. I'm gonna show you how they work this thing. They want you to give your energy to them. Show you how I know. 1 second here. Let's see. You remember this? Fair use for educational purposes only. You remember this? Fair use for educational purposes and religious purposes only. You remember this corny stuff? Gothard base Cern opening ceremony. They told you they were opening the Cern hydrogen collider, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, on the day of the eclipse. Why? Why is all of this stuff happening on this day? Let God just have his perfect works. They had to come out with their little corny concerts and their little ceremonies with no salt, no life in this thing at all. And you know it's a bunch of Masons in this thing who's just straight weirded out. You would love to you would love to be at the Last Supper with one of these cats. How much they paying these cats? How much are they paying these guys? Volume's low. Testing. All right. Let me tell you, they said they were going to bring back the Thriller. I don't deal with horror type of stuff, but let me tell you, boy. This is 2023, 24. The Thriller was way back then, had way more on this. If this is what they trying to do. We're not going to be able to watch this whole thing through because I want to open up these calls. Because I know Jack ain't going to be able to sit through this thing. Right? Like Elder Rawchaa said, yes, this is a hive mind mentality. See? I'm going to skip through it. I got some little parts where people a little new, get a little weird. So. They got that little Hollywood party type of stuff zone going on. Yeah, they. Now I want to show you how bold these people are. They don't want all of our type of truth videos on YouTube, but they will show all types of nudity and just weird demonic things that they would say that, they don't stand for as a culture, but then they would show these things very boldly, basically showing you what the Cern is about. Straight ritual and worship, right, to the fallen demigods, to these portals, through these gates, through these windows, doing the dances of Shiva. We go deep into it in the academy, but I'm going to keep it on surface for now. Simple as the day's old. Imagine you going to one of these people's house. You know how they do these furry things and all that, where they act like dogs and all that. You go to somebody's house, you trying to deliver a package or something. They come to the door, like this. Like something off Lord of the Rings or something. Let me tell you, boy. I'm sure we run across these people every day and don't even know they're a part of this stuff. I would love to know if some of y'all in England and London, I don't even know where this stuff is. This is Switzerland, okay, right? Ran across some of these people. I don't know how y'all do it out there. I can tell you right now, let me tell you, I don't know how y'all do it. There you go, Baphomet. There shall be 2 nations in thy womb. We are totally different. Jake is asking questions in the chat like they're like, why? We don't understand what's going on. Listen, I don't think we even want to try to understand what's going on here. You see, throwing some James Brown, throwing some Michael Jackson, throwing some Jake music, and we're gonna show you how to get down. You see? This is something you don't even bring no popcorn to. This is something you bring some crackers with no salt to this thing. And you bring some tea with no sugar. And you just relax as best as you can. Uh-huh. Yeah, this thing is done. I shall put a foolish nation over you. This is what we wanted, Israel. When you don't follow your God, this is what you get. These are the people who's telling Meek Mills and Puffy what to do. These are the people who's telling Suge Knight. Yeah, that's why Suge Knight is in prison. These are the people who's running the show. I'm just telling y'all how this thing goes. We need to get back right with our God. Are we serious right now? Well, we can't do it because the you wish people gonna say something. This is these people. I'm just saying this. Let me tell you, guys, this is who the Most High put over us. I was just reading today. Ooh, that tea got me. I was just reading today. Sound like I'm about to cry, huh? I was just reading today. He said bunny hopping. I was just reading today in Judges how the Most High sent us into Mesopotamia for 8 years for not following him under, once again, a foolish nation. Every time we don't follow, send the Israelites under a foolish nation. They repent, they cry to him, he brings them back. This is the last slavery according to Deuteronomy 28 and 68. It's time for us to come back to our God. Because when you sit here and watch this, you know in your mind that this is just vain, worthless, and a waste of time. And I don't need nobody out there to try to say I am race baiting or being racist. No, I'm telling the truth. We have a bunch of Edomites, Asians, and all that in our church. But we're going to preach the truth around here. And if they can't accept the truth, this is not the place for them. They know, the Edomites who are in our church and watching this, they know this is weird and wrong. This has nothing to do with color. This has something to do with a spirit. The same spirit that got our people following other people like this who they know are sick. They're black. Our people who's following under these people are black. So it has nothing to do with color. It has something to do with a spirit. We need to come under the right spirit of Christ. Instead of some spirit of us, let us all go to the eclipse and be as one. And let us wait till Jesus comes back and skip through the flowers with tulips. And they probably think they're killing it. I mean, I'm not trying to rain on their parade. What I'm saying is, listen, some of them may not even know what they're taking part in. Huh? This is the Cern opening ceremony. The opening of a gate from the pits of hell. I would tell you something. The crazy part about this whole thing is, like, Israel had to learn war and be taught war when we came out of Egypt. When you look at a lot of these men and the people who's ruling over us, they are really not natural warriors. Not that they don't have warriors, but it just goes to continue to show you how only our God could have put us under such nations. The only power they have over us is witchcraft. See? Demonic powers for us falling from sin. When you use your common sense, you kind of already know, when you look in the world we're living at now, the people who are at the bottom have the most talent in everything we do. It shows you by default that we're the people who's supposed to be leading. Imagine these people at the bottom or the people that's leading. Let me tell you, you couldn't even imagine the state we're supposed to be in. If we're the people at the bottom with all of this talent, only imagine if we were back at our top. Let me tell you, it's a black baby who can come out and dance and never been taught dance moves. Throw on the beat. You would think this dude took a choreography class. With these people in the background watching you, studying your moves back to back to back to back to back to back just to do it. We have to come back to our God. All you celebrities out there who got your tail tucked between your legs because you were afraid of what the Wizard of Oz is going to tell you, you got to put your life on the line, because you've already put your life on the line. But you can still get water. You can still get saved. Right? We're not done. We're not done. This is what, yeah, they were talking about opening on the during the time of the eclipse, the Cern. Check this out. If you think this is not worship, this is the Switzerland Tunnel. The oddest moments of the opening ceremony. From the World Cup to the Olympics, and this is BBC.com, for educational purposes only. From the World Cup to the Olympics, it is not a significant event if you don't have an unusual opening ceremony to go with it. You see how they've already programmed our people to think that you must have some unusual opening ceremony to go with it? They're basically saying, we're going to put these demonic things out. But they're not advertising it as something evil. But they are programming the people to think you have to have some type of ceremony. That's how these pagan holidays came up. You have to have some type of ritual, right, to pay homage, to hell, to Abaddon, the king of the pit, the devil. Yeah, what's on this dude's head? Some sticks. It look like, I don't know what's on this dude's head, but I don't know if he's trying to represent Medusa. I don't know what's going on here. Check it out. This was also the case when the Gotthard base tunnel. So, Same people. This was also the case when the Gotthard Base Tunnel, the longest and deepest in the world, was inaugurated on Wednesday. Now, some of this is old, but I want to bring it back out to show you when you're going outside looking at these eclipses and all of this stuff, that you're really taking a part of the rituals. You've taken a part at no different than what these people are doing at the opening of these Cerns, at the opening of this tunnel. See? You are taking part of the same thing. Thousands of people come out to see the eclipse. Yeah, you may be doing something a little different. Huh? But you're still taking a part of the ritual. No different than these rock concerts. Everybody throw up the rock and all of this stuff. Basically, they're telling you to throw up the devil's horns. You're taking part of their rituals. If you just came outside yourself on your lonely, do what you need to do, and you end up seeing the sky change, so be it. But when you come outside in these crowds, this is what you're taking part of. And I'm not trying to be superstitious. I'm telling you, I'm showing you. I showed you these videos to show you why these things are so important to them as we go forth into these next phases. Okay? The deepest in the world representation of Hades in hell. And they're not going to tell us how long it goes, how far it goes. Here are some of the most striking moments from the ceremony. We have tried to explain what is going on as far as possible. It is not always possible. They don't really want you to know what's going on. They want to leave a little ambiguity there. That's why they're telling you here. We have tried to explain what is going on as far as possible. It was not always possible. Warning, the article contains partial nudity. I'm not going to show that on here, but you know, look at the same dude. There they go. See? So this is what you just saw. That's what you just saw there. Huh? Check it out. Fair use for educational purposes only. Watch this. One second. There you go, same stuff. See what y'all see what they showing you? Look. The Cern, the worship of the Baphomet. Huh? Half man, half goat, all that. They go your little locusts. They go your little locusts, your scarab beetles, all that. Yeah, dude. You see that? Mm-hmm. Fair use. Yep. They shall think to change times and laws by opening up this stuff. See? There go that clock. Huh? All right, enough of this corny mess. I tell you, boy, I do more than fall asleep on something like that. I had to walk up out that thing. Like, yeah, I'm out of here. See? Let me take you to these scriptures before I 1 second here. open up this thing for calls. We're going to go to Daniel 7:25. And I'm going to show you why. Where's that other one I had? I'm going to show you this really quick. There we go. Give me one moment. Now this article is in 2023, but I'm going to show you this really quick. Let me fix it up for you. Let me see if I can make it, oh no. Let me get it right for you. There we go. This is from home. This is from home.cern. All right. So this is straight from the horse's mouth. Time to change. Okay. Time to change. Cern scientists propose 25-hour day. They already got the leap years, but now they want us to have a 25-hour day. Even though the leap years got us all over the place. They going off a 365 calendar and they have to do leap years when the most highest calendar, as we teach in the academy, we do 364 days. 4 of those days being days that's going to separate into different seasons. Intercalary days. Okay? Very simple. You have spring, summer, fall, and the end of the year, winter. Very simple. Let's read this really quick. Time to change. Cern scientists propose 25-hour day. This is in April 1st, 2023. Scientists at the Beta experiment in Cern's antimatter factory have made the most precise measurement of the second yet, which could result in the day lasting an hour longer. Were you fooled by our joke? The Caesium fountain clock is being hosted by the Alpha experiment at Cern's antimatter factory, but not to redefine the second. The experiment is using it to take precise measurements of spectra of antihydrogen. We have all wished for 1 extra hour in the day. Now this may become a reality. Thanks to new measurements on the second from the Beta experiment at Cern's antimatter factory. The experiment used Caesium fountain clock, one of the most precise clocks in the world, used to define SI units and help set coordinated universal time to precisely measure the second using Caesium. In conjunction with this clock, Beta also used anti-Caesium atoms to produce by the antimatter factory to compare the two definitions of the second given by matter and antimatter. By taking the average, scientists say that the timekeeping can now be more accurate than ever done before. Let me tell you, you can't trust anything these people are talking about because the time is already wrong. Huh? Let me tell you right now, if you really want to listen, we're not in the time that they said we are in. I'm gonna just leave it there. If you really want to know the rest, just come into Hebrew and Bible Academy. I don't want to confuse some new people. Come in so you can hear from start to beginning. I don't want people coming in here like, Elder, what you mean? We in 1,000 blah blah blah. Come go to historytimes.org, join the academy, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I don't want you to be confused because I'm not going to go into all of that. Or you can look back a few weeks back at the lessons that Elder was breaking down the calendar and the times we're in. Okay, so it's about time we updated the definition of the second of a second using antimatter, says Dr. Key, spokesperson of the beta experiment. This way, several uncertainties cancel out, making the measurement more precise. So we're not going to go into, well, I don't want to go into this because it can be all over the place personally. I just want to show you how that they are using this Cern to do many different things, to open up gates and windows, and they have been said to see, and this is actual facts. This is like not some type of opinion. They've said to see giant beings coming in and out of this. That's one thing. They're talking about trying to deal with time and all these things, right? And when you go to, and they try to do that even outside of using the Cern as well, just so you guys know. And I'm going to show you why they're doing it. When you just read right here really quick, okay? Daniel 7:25 says, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. Okay? Now, as we see, Matthew 24 talks about earthquakes in diverse places. Rumors of wars that are already happening and will continue to happening. There will be more earthquakes. So what I'm showing you is where we are right now and how we cannot be distracted. You have weather abnormalities. The weather, the wind that came around my house last night sounded like it was just running around my house. And you're talking about weather that I've never heard upon moving on my land. The weather right now is, yeah, you could tell we are in these times. New York just had this earthquake. You see what I'm saying? So this is what's going on right now, where the devil knows that he has a short time. And so what he's doing, what we just read, what did it say? What did it say? They shall wear out the saints of the Most High. All of these abnormal attacks, high level demon possession on humanity, but targeting the saints that's going to have to go through that test of how they're going to overcome. Because you see, people can get the same attacks as us, but we exercise it different, having the wherewithal, the understanding, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to make it through. We'll get the same attacks as the people in the world, but we know how to overcome them. They will just use emotions when they get attacked. They will, what do the demons do? They attack, they do battle, they start trouble, and guess what? It's just a bunch of confusion and demonic energy all over the place. So when they get attacked, they fall into the attacks. They kill, they steal, they rob. They do all of these things. But when the righteous gets attacked, we just see it as, let me try to fix the problem. That's the difference. I don't want people to think you get baptized and everything just works out for you. It does. There's principles on it. You reap what you sow. That's a principle. You can cry till you blue in the face. You're still going to have to get up and work hard to fix your situation. And if you work hard to fix your situation, people are only usually willing to help when a person is really trying hard. But a person who's just begging with a handout, really, a person doesn't really want to help that type of person. God don't even do that to us. How many of you have cried blue in the face and no angel have came down just to put some money in your hand? It's when you got up and say, you know what? I can do better. Let me go try. Let me go ask for help. But when I ask for help, let me be serious about it, because no one's going to help me if I'm not serious about it. And then once I'm starting to be serious about it, there's other doors that the Most High is opening for me to now get better. Why? Because the Bible says it. He is faithful and is also faithful in much. So the Bible tells us how to get through these stages of life. You reap what you sow. He who is faithful in least is also faithful in much. Faith without works is dead. That's if we just if we just plug that in, we're good. But if we just say, I'm going to give up on life, beg, or hurt myself, we got to go and find those scriptures. The Bible says, cause not harm to thyself. Make not haste in the time of trouble. So it never said that you pray for something, you're going to magically get it. It never said that, ever. When two or more are gathered together in his name, he is in the midst. But he says, don't ask for anything amiss, meaning don't ask for something to use it upon your lust. Don't ask me for a Lamborghini just so you can ride around the block and show the homies. I don't give gifts from heaven just so you can ride around the blocks and show the homies. See? I give gifts for you to have food, shelter, and raiment, have a good diet, and then for you to produce and then continue to build in your community. That's what tribalism is. Not for you to just ball out singly and everybody say, he's worth this on the Forbes. That's not what Abraham was doing. He didn't just get rich and just go run into some corner somewhere. Abraham had a whole community teaching young men how to fight, go to war, how to do gardening. Hey, you had men who knew how to cut meat when it was time to eat. It was a whole community. So now we have to take these principles of Christ because they're spread out all over the earth and just still use them. But God never come to give somebody just because you got a handout as a beggar. He said, in fact, no one wants to live the life of a beggar. It's better to die. See? So we have to understand how our God works and how the heavens works. It's no magic thing that you just got something just float out the sky. Now, maybe when you're consistent for long enough, it's no different than lifting weights. The weights are always heavy. You just get stronger. The weights always stay heavy. Because you work so hard, in and out, you just get stronger. People looking at you like you're impressive and all that, but really you just put the discipline and time and the work in. All right? So they're going to wear us out. We're going to get attacked. But we can't get distracted by what Kanye West is doing with his girl walking out. Because obviously he's maybe going through some type of MK Ultra. But he ain't paying your bills. He told us to stop wearing Adidas. And then he went back to the same old garbage. So, let me tell you, and everybody thought that this dude was serious and all that. And it's all good. But let me tell you, throw them Adidas back on. We not worrying about these cats. You do what you got to do for your own family. If them Adidas is $5 or... Because guess what? He going to have you walking around in some stockings. I'd rather put some Adidas on some stockings. I don't like none of it. But we don't have factories to make our own shoes yet. So we must do what we must do till we get in our kingdom. Period. Every person you buy from is going to be a Gentile more than likely when it comes to making shoes, this and that, because they got their shoes from a Gentile. The soles are made. So we can't get too deep into all of that. All of that don't even matter. We just trying to get from point A to point B. No celebrity is not a prophet. He's not a teacher. He's not I'm not going to say anybody's not a man of God, but they got to prove that. They're not our leaders. Okay? So let us not be distracted. We don't care about the Most High's works have been perfect. We're not running out there for no eclipse. Okay? They're wearing us out with the weather. Wearing out the saints of the Most High. Okay? Oh, it's the bird flu might be coming next week. Oh, it's another 2020 coming. Huh? Oh, the cows might have it. The bird might fly over there and get on top of the cow. And then the cow, now we got to take all the cows away. We got to take all the chickens away. Let me tell you. They talked about the bird flu. All the birds were still flying in the sky. Why they didn't get the flu? You would have thought all the birds would have stopped flying. The birds was taking the same courses. You still seeing the swans and the pelicans. You're like, why they not getting the flu? What is really going on out here? Huh? Let me tell you, they wear you out, give you stress through media, but what we really need to be preparing for is our kingdom of heaven. Preparing for is our kingdom of heaven and the reset that they are preparing for with this digital currency. You got Zimbabwe, right, who's now using a gold-backed currency now. This was 3 days ago news. By a digital coin. Don't forget years ago that they said this thing was going to turn into something called the Amero. Now, we don't know if it's going to turn to the Amero or what it's going to turn into, but this is where it's going before the mark of the beast. See? Some little bug flying around. Good Lord. All right. So they shall wear out the saints of the Most High. Let's go to Revelations 12 and 9 really quick. Before we open up the calls. Revelations 12 and 9. It's not the time to be simple-minded. And let me tell you, the last thing we want to be dealing with right now, you already got them trying to wear out the saints of the Most High. We need everybody to be understanding what's going on, stay in tune, stay in the lessons, stay in the Bible, stay in the academies, stay on the Sabbath class. We need you to stay studied up, reading with your husband and your wife. New people, stay focused. Before you get married, really understand and have a relationship with the Most High because you're in some serious times. And the Most High is not going to stop what he's doing because you're having an argument with your husband and your wife. It's not going to stop what he's doing. So you got to make sure you have a relationship with the Most High before you learn how to have a relationship with another person like that. Especially in the end times. What Paul said, he said, listen, I'd rather you be like me if you're going to sit there and waste your time. Because if you get with a woman who's modern day, who's worshiping herself because she got a little backside and a pretty face and she got her toes did, you're going to be worshiping her like a god. And if you get with the wrong dude who done played you, you're going to have some issues. And the Most High's not slowing down his stuff. So we really got to see what's going on out here. Because you waste the elders' time, keep coming in, I need another counsel. Y'all still don't get it? You still don't get it yet, huh? Counseling is good. If you need counsel because you're trying to get better, that's one thing. But if you need counsel because you're still arguing, that means you got with the wrong Negro and the wrong Jezebel. And that's on you. So now you need to pick the book up, turn back and see where you started to see how you can fix it. Because after so many counsels, it's time for you to start back watching from home because you really don't get what this is. At least you'll still be able to get the knowledge from home until you're ready to take it serious. Okay? We're in some serious times right now where it's time to build. Some people start to think that church is just because you can have a counsel. We've turned counseling into only counseling negative relationship problems. We're counseling that with the lessons. We're giving counsel with that with the lessons. So that means you're not actually listening and applying the lessons when you got to keep coming back. But he don't do this and she don't do this. And listen, how can you call yourself spirituals but you are yet carnal? When can we actually start to build as a community, business-wise, structure, building trust? And we are doing it, but we also have to still put it out there because in case new people are coming, some people think that this is just a part of the church. Like counsels become normal where it's just some normal thing. That, yeah, let's have another counsel. When will you stop having counsels? How about you start getting wisdom type of advice so you can have a better life instead of counsels about argument and relationships? That's getting old. It's time to grow up. Now, if you really just want to learn and you really need help because you are contrite at heart, but I notice the people who is constantly trying to get counsels over and over, like how you need 30 counsels? How you need 10 counsels? It's starting to seem like you guys didn't come. It seemed like the Most High didn't put you together. It seemed like the devil put you together. I'm going to tell you like that. That's the truth. Because nobody who the Most High put together needs all these counsels. There's an order that's already structured. You follow it or you don't. The Most High is not stopping his mission because you can't get along. It's the time to, this is your own distraction. You're letting yourself get distracted alone. It's a celebrity Hollywood distraction. It's media distraction. And then you are becoming your own distraction. You're putting a blockage in your own way now. Because as a sister, you can't seem to follow what your husband say. And as a man, you can't seem to step up to the plate of what you promised this sister. So I'm just saying that, hey, it's time to grow up and get this thing together. Paul said, when I was a child, I put away childish things. I mean, when I became a man, I put away childish things. Okay? And I'm not just putting this out on just anybody, but what I'm saying is it's time to actually start building. And then also, this is another thing. When, this is another distraction. Focusing on how you want to do things and how you think things should be done when we finally do start building. It's not that deep. You can have how you want to do at your own house. But when we come together, we got to fine-tune, have just weights, just measures, and balance this thing out for the sole purpose of Christ. All right? So, anyway, no more of these distractions. You becoming your own stumbling blocks. And like Adam and Eve, you go right back to, it's him, it's her. Y'all wasn't saying it's him and her when you, when y'all was, hey, listening to the Isley Brothers. You wasn't talking about you need a counselor at that time. You didn't want nobody in there. Of course, that's how it's supposed to be. So Revelations, where we at? Revelations 12 and 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. Come on out there to the eclipse. Come and see the slitter and the tiny little orange slit of the moon over the sun. Wow. He deceiveth the whole earth because people are not paying attention. Our people are suffering from a lack of knowledge. If you want knowledge, open the Bible, read it, and apply it. But if you just read it without application, put the book down and just start walking into that tunnel in Switzerland. Take a trip to Switzerland, get with these cats who we just watched on these videos, start walking through that tunnel because that's where you're going. Huh? It's going to take sacrifice. It's going to take the fruits of the Spirit. Because he's going to wear out the saints in the Most High. But like Christ said, only let me tell you, he that endure the end shall be saved. Only the strong will survive through this, not the crybabies. The strong must bear the infirmities of the weak. They're going to always be some poor and people who among us who must have help. But if everybody falls down to these distractions, our self-distractions, our self-stumbling blocks, giving up, how do we now help those who can't help themselves? Huh? Where the Most High is now saying, listen, I had people over there who you could have helped, but you was over here playing around. You still meddling with relationship problems. Your butt shouldn't have got married in the first place. Or you should have waited to have the right relationship with me, your God, so I can send you a woman or a man. He didn't. Let me tell you how all of a sudden we think we better than our forefathers. Jacob, let me tell you, Jacob and Isaac they had a woman for years. And we all learn wrong. We come from the curses, so we wasn't going to get it right away. But knowing that we have grace, let us the more think about that part of it. Our forefathers, let me tell you, wait 20, 30 years to get a woman. You know, we didn't have women on women and men on men, got grace to repent and forgot as if we didn't have grace, and now we complaining when we supposed to be dead in that furnace. Right? Let us jump down to, no, you know what? Go to 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our God. And now, and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down. That person who's still accusing Puffy, that person who's accusing R. Kelly, let me tell you, the people who they're accusing, they are, a lot of the things they're saying they're doing, they are doing because they were doing it with them. But guess what? The accuser and his children, the sons of perdition, they will be cast down. They're being cast down now. They're just hiding. They're going to stay in hiding, guys. They're going to stay in hiding until Christ comes back. Only a few of them is going to, let me tell you, you're going to see. They're going to get exposed. This kingdom is going to fall. But you're going to really see them hiding in the rocks, hiding in these tunnels and all of these things. That's where you're going to see them hiding. Christ with the 144,000 is going to come and smoke them out of these places. So they're going to continue to give our people up. They're going to continue to make things very strenuous where our own people gives our own people up as well. So that's why I tell a lot of you guys, don't go out there making enemies. Be very wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. That's why I'm saying that, because Christ said it. Be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. See? You don't go out just judging people after what you just learned. You show them how it's affecting your life. And maybe they'll take part of it, maybe they won't. But don't cast your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under your feet. You go around just talking to them about it, knowing they don't want to hear it, but you want to force them into this. Maybe they were not called for this. Maybe you were. If they were called for it, they're going to be here, regardless if you woke them up or not. That's prophecy. You think it's your job to force people to wake up. It's not. Okay? For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, the devil and his minions, which accuse them before our God day and night. So now that he can't go up to heaven, he does it on the media. There was another shooting in Chicago. There was another shooting in Texas. There was another shooting in... Huh? And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto the death. See? So you got these people, the children of Israel, their remnant, who are going to continue to follow, not worrying about death. See? Because death is something that he created. After Adam and Eve sinned, that's when death came. The Most High didn't create it. He created life, but he's going to do away with death. So if you're living life, if you're living Christ and walking in the light, you don't care about death, because you understand that as long as I'm doing this as best as I can and doing it right, only the flesh dies. You come back. And when the devil can't hold it above your head, he's going to come at you. But it's up to you if to pick your shield up or to just leave your shield down. It's up to you to put your armor on every day. It's up to you to pick up your sword or be a coward. You got a lot of people who comes in this thing seeing you on the front line ready to fight, but they rather just yell Kwam Yasharala from behind the mountain somewhere and then go tell people, yeah, I was in the war. Yeah, you're no different than that little dude Joffrey on the Game of Thrones. acting like you fought something, but you really didn't do nothing. You got people though who on Game of Thrones was a little midget. The little midget, even though the midget couldn't fight, that he got up out there, you know, and he gave it his all. But at least he went out there and he, you know, and he gave it his all. But Joffrey, the little spoiled brat, he talking about he did something. Let me tell you, he didn't do nothing. He one of them people, Kwame Yasharala, y'all go, rise Israel. Y'all rising, but he ducking down behind the mountain. That's how some people come in this work. Be thou blessed, but you don't give your brother a blanket. We need help to pick this up. Man, y'all still need help? You asking for help on the way home. We asked you for help. You act like you didn't hear. You got in that car. Oh man, I didn't know y'all needed help. Oh yeah. Verse 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens. Let me tell you, and a lot of y'all don't know, I've witnessed this in the truth from many people. People who would take, but when it's time to give out or put out, works, whatever the case may be, let me tell you, they gonna be there when the food is ready. Yeah. So I'm just saying. Hey, I was a front liner the whole way through. The whole way through. And I'm not bragging on my works. My works is already sold worldwide. But if I stop, they will count for nothing. That's why Christ said, he that endures to the end, the same shall be saved. So we can't, it's no need to even brag on your works because, man, get up out of here. I'm sorry, guys. I got this dang on gnat or something that done got up in here. Yeah. Elder gonna end up smacking my own self. It's making me feel like it's in my nose, my eyes. I'm like, look, I gotta get this thing up out of here. So let's go to verse 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth he had but a short time. Don't forget this scripture, because this is what's going on right now. They breaking down the bridges, trying to cause famines. You see? I mean, and then when they try to break down some of these bridges, it's like so obvious it's retarded. When they try to break that one bridge I showed y'all down, I said, look at these people. Now they know we didn't see the rest of these bridges breaking down, and then they trying to do it on the low, and somebody got them on camera, and they trying to hit that thing, the dang on bridge, and even fall. I'm like, boy, these people something else. These people are something else. So the devil knows he has a short time, so he just, let me tell you, go do this. You know what? Go do this. Go. Let me tell you, he's scared right now. Scared, so he can't have the sons of perdition fall, because that's really what's holding up this empire right now. These people, they are the face of his empire under the fallen angels and himself. If they get exposed and they fall, he knows that he's next. The wizards and the charmers, they're going to run out of magic. Let me give you an example. I know where an example is. Let's go to Isaiah. Is it Isaiah 19? Yeah, let me give you an example of how this works. Because they call this place spiritual Sodom in Egypt too. Let me show you guys. They're running out of their power. Okay? Some of these prophecies are for spiritual Sodom and spiritual Egypt. Not only just Egypt only. Very similar to Matthew 24, where nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, neighbors against neighbors. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the hearts of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set Egyptian against Egyptian, nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. And they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Matthew 24, anyone? As a matter of fact, let's go back. Let me show you something. For some of you think this is just talking about Egypt only. No. Not at all. Let me show you. Precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. Matthew chapter 24, verse 7 says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. See? What did we just read in Isaiah 19? We just read that. Let me go back to it. Go back to it. I will set Egyptian against Egyptian, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. Let us see how we know the devil is running out of time. Verse 3, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst of her, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. Who are the counselors? The wizards, the sorcerers, the charmers. They are throwing out distractions because their power and their magic is becoming weak. The Most High can shut it down when he's ready. But it's the timing of everything. He can start the war with Iran when he's ready, but it's the timing. It's a time for everything. A lot of this is due to us trying to get our little self together. Get your situation together. Get your tangibles together. Get your food together. Gather the lost sheep to the lost sheep. I'm going to start this over here. I'm going to funnel y'all over here. I'm going to do this right here. Y'all go over there. I'm going to do this right here. They give you enough time to get your little money together and get you enough time to do this. And then when y'all done with that, all of this stuff is working to funnel us as pilgrims on the earth. We're supposed to be building Zion. We ain't supposed to be just crying, God come and save us. He's already going to come and save us, but he expects us to be warring, working, trying our best. Any of you go outside and cry right now and just beg and see if you're gonna get saved. You're going to still be laying there and it's going to rain and snow on you. Because that's not in the Bible. For you to just fall down. Judah is supposed to be rising right now, not laying down. It already said he crouched down. We have been crouched down. It's time to rise up. Not just by singing a song either. Not singing a song and just dancing. It's time to rise up financially. It's time to rise up economically. It's time to rise up and stop doing sin. Time to rise up and love our neighbor. It's time to rise up and take hold of our family and have peace in our family, peace among our brethren. We got a lot of songs talking about rise up. Forget the songs. Let us see the moolah. Let us see the support. Let us see you pay the tithes. And yeah, man, Kwame Yasharala. Yeah, how many tithes you paid? You been with our church 10 years. You got one record of tithes. I bet you that hurt a lot of people right there, huh? I pay tithes and I'm the elder. I bet you the area leaders go back. Yeah, let me see them records of them tithes. Because let me tell you, you come to Houston, every quarter, I'm going to look at everybody's records of the tithes. Because it lets me know who is just a talker. It lets me know. Yeah, you following the law and everything else except for that. You're not an Israelite. You're Israel dark. Your light is dark. And yeah, that's what I just said was corny, but I'm going to tell you right now, that's the truth. How you talking? That's like you cheering somebody. You cheering them on. You see they don't have no weapons. You got weapons, and you don't give them the weapons to fight. That is total hypocrisy. You talking about the nations. You talking about all these celebrities, but you're a hypocrite. And I know you're paying tithes to the white man. So who do you really worship? Yourself and your oppressors. You should feel what I said. You should feel it. Because you acting like you're real, and you act like you came to fight, and you act like you came to do this, but you're not showing up how you're supposed to. Yes, money is involved. You did it to the Christian church when they were telling you lies. Why are you surprised at what I'm saying? I didn't come here to lie to you. I came to give you the truth to set you free tonight. You should be smelling yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror. You're supposed to be a law keeper, right? Because if you was going to pay some tithes and animals in a niece and mint, I know the elders ain't got no mint in a niece. I know they haven't received any of them packages. Because you don't got a garden in the land to have to send the tithes of sheep and goats. So it's money. And that's just the law. You don't get praise for paying tithes. You don't. You get thank you because the rest of these Negroes is saying, you know, they believe, but they're not doing it. You're not going to get praise for it because you're going to be like that gentleman who came to Christ, that young man who said, I followed the law all the way up to my youth. So what, Negro? Cast all your riches away and give it to the poor then, since you want to come over here and brag. Oh, yeah, I bet you I won't see you again. See? So that's when you're gonna know who you're really dealing with. All they talk about is money. Would you telling it to the Christian pastor? But I'm gonna digress. This is not about that. I'm just saying we have to really see what's going on here and what this is about. Everybody can get dressed nice, come to the feast, make their little music. Let me tell you. Depart from me, you work of iniquity. I know you not. Don't forget that part. When you're pulling up in your Benz, when you're pulling up, yeah, in your nice home, but then they like, oh yeah, I see 0 records. No, that can't be right. No, well, it is. I looked through all the books. How did you forget that one? Come on, Israelites. And let me tell you something. Hey, I'm just saying, this is your kingdom. Don't muzzle the ox that tread the corn. Don't muzzle the ox that tread your corn. Because let me tell you, you'll have a person who, you get the whole truth and none but the truth, teaching you everything you're supposed to know, but then you'll go get your income ciphered from a rebel overseas. You go give your income to a rebel overseas where you pay your tithes. You never pay the tithe, but then you get over there with the rebels. Yeah, we just trying to put this together and do this. Because your heart is where your treasure is. That's called Judas. It's 2 J's, one for the man and one for the woman. You got the Judas and you got the Jezebel. Let me tell you. Well, I know they hit a lot of people. Everybody like, Lord, I can't believe I've been living in this truth for 7 years. And I ain't got one tithe. Yeah, it's time for you to check yourself before you wreck yourself, because you're going to meet Christ and he's going to be like, you've been playing. Get up out of here. I learned this when I was in the street life. If you can't put in, you my friend. I literally told this to my boys. That's why they still respect me in the street life. They tell me some silly stories sometimes. I'm like, Negro, you need to get it in this truth. You going back to the same stuff, still willing and dealing and getting caught up. You could have went to jail. Man, your supplements saved me. And they know I love them real enough to tell them the truth. This ain't about no supplements, brother. This is about your soul. I don't need you to buy my supplements. I need you to save your soul. But I remember sitting with these brothers before we made any deal. We got a video shoot. We got studio time. Whoever ain't putting in, move around. We just say it straight up. Man, I love you, kinfolk. But if you ain't finna put in right now, I'm going to call you. I'm going to talk to you later. Straight up like that. I'm not getting down with cats who ain't putting in. All that talk, go take a walk. You can have the fringes. What you got the fringes for if you can't do this part of the law? I mean, the fringes, hey, the fringes should remind you to do it, right? Anyway, I digress. Let's get back to verse 3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hands of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, said the Lord of hosts. So we're going into that part of Egypt right there. But I just wanted to show you, you know what, let me go down here because something similar is going to happen worldwide when it comes to this AI. Let's go to verse 7. The paper reads by the brooks, by the mouth of the brooks. Look at this economically wise. And everything sown by the brook shall wither, be driven away, and no more. The fishers shall also mourn, and they that cast the angle into the brook shall lament, and they that spread the nets upon the water. This is talking about employment. Moreover, they that work in fine flax, and they that weave the network shall be confounded, and they shall be broken, and the purposes thereof, all that make sluices and ponds for fish. Surely the princes of Zoan are fools. Look at Joe Biden. Look at Joe Biden. The counsel of the wise counselors of Pharaoh has become brutish. This is living prophecy we live in. So this is not only some in Egypt. They put a man up who's foolish in front of the whole world. Surely the princes of Zoan are fools. This is great cities that was in Egypt. Now this will be Washington. Surely the princes of Washington are fools. The counsel of the wise counselors of Pharaoh, it's become brutish. Somebody said slow Biden. Lord have mercy. I ain't gonna do him like that. I don't know, but I'm just saying he is not all there in office right now. How say ye unto Pharaoh, I am the son of the wise and the son of the ancient kings? Where are they? Where are the wise men? And let them tell thee now, and let them know what the Lord of hosts has purposed upon Egypt. The princes of Zoan are become fools. The princes of Noph are deceived, and they have seduced Egypt, even they that are the stay of the tribes thereof. The Lord had mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggered in his vomit. Tell me we're not living in a stupor. So the same stuff that's going to happen over there is happening over here. As this economy falls and this empire falls, we are living in a time of confusion. You have to call somebody 5 to 10 times to get something done. No more customer service. A drunken man staggered in his vomit. Ever since 2020, and people have put things in their arm, this is what you're dealing with. Period. I'm going to read it again. The Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggered in his vomit. Now you can see this in ancient Egypt all day. That's already happening. Man, you go over there, they got buildings leaning. They building buildings with flip flops. They got a short finger because they not using safety gear. The Most High already made that place low when we left. If it gets any lower, I'm gonna tell you right now. That place was only great when we came there. Verse 15, neither shall they be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail branch or rush may do. Because in Daniel, it talks about them taking away the daily sacrifice. And when you take our Hebrew Bible Academy, the elder went into it. And when you go into Daniel, the daily sacrifice is continual employment. The employment will be taken away. There will be a reset. The artificial intelligence will take the jobs. The economy will be so messed up. And those who listen to the elder and try to put their money into tangible items, guess what? You will be able to last a little longer than the next person. So we telling our whole community to try to do this together as best as you can. Obviously, we're going to pull strong together in the areas that we can, but it's still your job to try your best to do it as well. Okay? You just, the stock market goes up, down, up, down. You got to see how this thing works. If things are up right now, they will go down again. Sometimes it goes up for a long time, down for a long time. Sometimes it goes up for a long time and down short, and then goes all the way back up. And that's what this next one is going to be. It'll go down for a short time, but it's going to keep going up after that. No more middle class. It's a hard war that we're in right now. No more just being able to hold money in the walls, money in the mattress, money in the safe, money in the bank, money in the closet, because it probably won't be worth anything if we don't have some tangible items. Okay? And we all have to focus on this. Yeah, winter is coming. What they say is it's going to be a dark winter. The White Walkers, the fallen angels that you see, that's what the White Walkers were. You had the White Walkers in the Game of Thrones. Those represented the fallen angels. And they had the devil leading the army. And guess who those people who were under them? All the Walking Dead, zombified citizens of the empire. Who were all one mind of the Satan. And all you had was a remnant of the tribes. Jon Snow, who would be from the tribe of Judah in the Game of Thrones. Yeah, that's who he would be. Somebody who didn't know that he was actual king the whole time. And they were pulling they had the Gadites in there who were the Dothraki. So they got all the different kingdoms and tribes together to fight against the White Walkers. Now I may not have it all perfect, but I'm gonna tell you, they was getting all those tribes together, and not everyone was a tribe. Not Cersei, not the Lannisters. That was a Roman Empire. But they got everybody to really focus on the greater war. You had the Jon Snow, little stepsister over there learning how to fight, going through her little battles. You had his other little stepsister going through what she had to do. Let me tell you, all of them going through what they need to go through to fight. They all had to go through their all trials and tribulations. That's what we're going through right now. We're being gold tried in the fire. To be able to actually win this war, to be able to actually get into the kingdom. Yes, it's a dark winter coming. They showed it on Game of Thrones. Now I wouldn't advise children to watch it, because you got to actually fast forward to a few things that. But let me tell you, the storyline is amazing. And obviously you can't pay attention to the dragons because they have to throw their salt in there to mess you up. But I'll tell you something. They are showing the children of Israel in the Game of Thrones. They're showing how Jon Snow came back to life like Christ. They're showing how, what's the young, the little queen, what's her name again, who was riding the dragons? They're showing how she was able to walk through the fire like Abraham and come out not burnt. So they gotta switch it up and mix it up, but they're showing that these were you understand that this was a royal seed. A person who was called a bastard, or a person who was an outcast, who's actually the chosen the whole time. See? That's what I'm talking about. So we got to get ready, because the Bible talks about that they would come in winter. Pray ye your flight is not in the winter. Well, if you're going to watch it, you have to fast forward a few things. You would have to expect that they have to show the Roman Empire how they got down. Incest. But you have to fast forward through that stuff. Now, if you are some Jehovah's Witness, or if you're some Seventh-day Adventist who just don't turn the TV on, keep the TV off if it's better for you. It's all good. But some of us can know how to fast forward things. Anyway, verse 16. In that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it. And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Every one that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he had determined against it. These Israelites is waking up. Oh yeah, these Israelites is waking up. It's something. I can tell that God coming back on them. Coming back to protect them. Huh? So, yes, some of this stuff is going to take place in the land of Egypt, but some of these prophecies are going to take place here as well. Huh? Some of these will. We will find out in time. We can only prophesy in part sometime, but when time will prove all things. So the Bible calls America spiritual Sodom and spiritual Egypt. All of the laws that are coming here are being made for Sodomites. All right. They got all of these now. They got more days than the pagan holidays now. They have more days than the pagan holidays now. Let's go to 1 Peter 5. I mean, they done took over Easter. Even though we don't deal with Easter, they took that thing over. I forget what they call that day. Joe Biden like, listen, they don't recognize you, we recognize you. I said, Lord, have mercy. He already showing, hey, brother, ain't you a little old? You getting your freak on? First Peter 5. These people, you know, who you see in these little Cern videos and the media and all that, the sons of perdition, and those who allow themselves to be under them. Let me show you something real quick. I need you guys to trust what the elders are telling you now in the times that we're going into. Because if you're shaky, you're just going to be shaky. Huh? If you don't allow yourself to get a foundation and to listen and to apply in these times, it's hard to trust someone like that because you don't really know them and their works. You don't even know, like, if they made a mistake or if they got frustrated, if they're actually frustrated or what's really going on, because you haven't seen them do works long enough and put in work long enough to know what they're capable of. Anybody can pick up a Bible and put a few precepts together. See? But it comes a time too to where when the elders doing work for so long, if he ain't even that cold with his precepts like he used to be, he got like arm bearers where he's like, listen, they got them precepts quick for him because he's busy actually running a church in so many different manners and ways. Where you got some young cat come in because he's sharp with the precepts. That's all he cares about. He can put a few precepts together. Putting precepts together is one thing, but running a church and finishing is a total another thing with honor. looking out for the man, woman, children, and the elderly people. That's a total different thing. So some people get caught up in how many precepts they can put together. And like they'll have every precept in the Bible, but they actually don't know what it takes to actually run a church. And a lot of them won't even understand the basic math, basic this or that, but they walking around cocky trying to heap souls to themselves. And because they can put a few lyrics together on a song. These are your modern day people who went against Moses. Korah. Okay? It's rappers who can put together precepts. That's just what I'm noticing. And I'm not saying there's any of you guys. I'm not saying anybody specific. But we notice the music gets a lot of people in trouble because that's what got the devil in trouble, the music. You can put some music together, you can sing or you can rap and put some precepts together. Oh boy, you believe you the man. You got fans now that you couldn't get in the world. We might well call you Lucifer. You know what I'm saying? Or should we? Or you want to? As a matter of fact, that was too mean. I'm gonna call you Jucifer or Judasifer. Which one you want it to be? Huh? You got to come in the right spirit. Sit down, learn, humble yourself. Let us see what you are really about first. See one thing about me, I'm not gonna get caught up in a person's talent. And let me tell you, I can stop music today. I wouldn't want to do it because I love it, but I can stop music today, do the work, and I wouldn't cry in the car about it. I wouldn't. I would love because I enjoy it, but I'm fine doing this. Okay? Let me show y'all something real quick at 1 Peter's. The elders which are among you I exhort, who am also an elder, and a witness of the sufferings of Christ, and also partakers of the glory that shall be revealed. Feed the flock of God which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind. This is the mindset that a man has to be in over the Most High's flock. Humble servant, but simultaneously understanding that he's a leader with honor, and he has oversight and rule over them. But it's not something that, just to toss a few precepts around and that's it. People are going to be able to tell over time if what you're really here for. Neither as being lords over God's heritage, like some of these other camps. No disrespect, but being over militant and, I need everybody here on this day. Everybody doing this today. I need your wife to be here doing this. No, that's what he's talking about. That's not what this is about. Like, hold up, this is my wife. What are you talking about here? Where it's saying the law that you got your wife and then this is your multiple wives. Basically what it is, you telling all these other dudes' wives what to do. Yeah, I need you to be here this day. And this person got to work. They got to be up in 2 hours, but they need to be here all day doing this. Nah. That's not the gospel of Christ. All right? Neither as being lords over God's heritage, but being ensamples to the flock. And when the chief shepherd shall appear, ye shall receive a crown of glory that fadeth not away. I need y'all to pay attention. Likewise, ye younger, and if you came in and didn't press the like button, go ahead and remind yourself to press it for us, because I know it's something that we have to actually teach ourselves to do in this new society, because it's not nature. Trust me. Just hit it to help bring the traffic. If you guys don't mind, it'll be nice. Likewise, ye younger. And when I say younger, I'm talking about in age and in spirit. So if you are an older person, but you're only a few years in the truth who doesn't understand, it's probably important you pay attention, especially in these times. And if you are young, even if you're young and influential, that does not mean you're a leader. Even if you were young and famous back in the days, or you come in and you see somebody doing something, you feel like you want to do that, don't be a nigga. Why am I saying it like that? You're called to be an Israelite, a holy, royal person. Not a niggard, a selfish person, a stingy person, or a coveter. Because you got some people who comes in and they just want some vainglory. Now, don't forget what happened in the Maccabees. Judah Maccabee said, listen, we're going to fight this war. I need Azariah. I think it was his name, Azariah, and the other brother. I need y'all to chill until I come back. Don't fight. So these brothers, they like, man, well, I want to get me a name too. They heard Judah's, because Judas was chosen and anointed to fight. As a Levite for the people, he was chosen. That doesn't mean these brothers weren't going to fight, but that doesn't mean that the Most High want everybody to lead. There's only a few leaders. That doesn't mean you're not going to be great and be able to do your duties in your ministry. Listen to the leader that's over you. So they started to actually fight, and they died. But not only did they died like clowns. They died like clowns, clumsy clowns, trying to get some vainglory. So when you come into this, even if you were anointed, or you get anointed, or they say you're doing a good job, I might do this to you, I might do this. Don't go around to people and say, man, yeah. And you try to brag and boast. That's not what this is about. This work comes with not asking to be something for vainglory. It comes with, I'm just here as a man, as a servant, and wherever I can help as a brother or sister, that's what I'm here to do. And if honor or glory comes with exaltation down the line, so be it. And if it doesn't, you still did great works. And you still will be appreciated because Christ and the Most High, let me tell you, that's a promise. What you do, what you reap is what you sow, and you will get sevenfold more. We're not worried about what men say, what women say. Or some young Negro coming in here, or brother or sister thinking, yeah, let me come in so I can get the attention from the men. Or let me come in and see I can get the attention from the women. You're coming in, and guess what? You've already got your gift and your glory. You got your vainglory. That's all you're going to get. You know why? Let's read it. Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Come under the elders. We don't need you to come in here and to take our sheep. We've worked for these sheep. These are our sheep. These are the people we're shepherding over. We don't need you to heap souls to the side. See, a shepherd, either he hires somebody and delegates, but those are still his sheep. That's what we are. We're all hired servants of Christ. Any person who comes through another door is a thief and a robber. Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yeah, all of you be subject to one another. So that means, even though we are elders, we are still humble. Listen, I'm 39. I got people who's older than me, but I am an elder, spiritual elder over them as a spiritual leader. They can be 50. You see, let me tell you, they can be 20 in the spirit. And guess what? I be 60 in the spirit. But they can be 60 in the flesh, and I can be 39 in the flesh. You have to understand how this works. We're souls at the end of the day and spirits. So you got some souls who comes in, who's spiritually mature, and you like, man, how this dude like Daniel talking like he's 80 years old with wisdom, but then I'm up here and I don't have all that wisdom. Let me tell you something. It's not about the age. It's about the soul and whatever the Most High put in that person. That doesn't make that person better, less, great. No, none of that. We all have a purpose and a part to play, and we just have to come and play it. And we must put the work in to prove to the Most High that we appreciate the life and the body He have given us to put this soul in while we're here. But anybody who comes in like a clown or exalts themselves, you will be abased. I've seen it over and over. Okay? Whether sisters, whether brothers. So I'm telling you in this time, Don't let anything like that get in your way. Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yeah, all of you be subject to one another. All of us be polite and humble, and let's not focus on positions to the point where we get some type of cockiness within us. Because even though, let me tell you, even though I'm an elder, when I see elderly people, I salute them as if they are my elders. See, that's honor. That's what our parents taught us when we were young, to respect your elders. I'm not going to be some young Negro walking around here just because I'm an elder, walking over the elderly like I'm somebody. No. I understand what this comes with. Honor, and to give honor. Okay? And be clothed with humility. And be clothed with humility. Spiritual clothing. I don't care what you got on that's fly. You can be fly, the flyest person in the room, but you must be clothed spiritually with humility. For God resisted the proud. You see, because this is what people don't get. You're acting humble. You're not humble, but you're acting humble. Just to get attention and to seem humble. But God resists the proud, and he gives grace to the real humble. When I came into this, one thing I loved about Elder, he said, listen, no, you can still be who you are. One thing about me, I wear who I am. You gonna know who I am. That's just who I am. Like, that's just me. You know? And that's just who I am. And I didn't want to be fake about it. But I knew if I come in, I want to be humble. And I'm going to do my best I can do, and I'm going to learn. And I don't mind being at a great man. I don't mind being corrected. I don't mind being teachable and coachable to get better. I'm going to make mistakes. Sometimes I'm going to mess up. Sometimes I'm going to get yelled at, whatever the case may be, to get myself right to be able to serve God's people. Okay? Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time. Not yourself, because you put some precepts together. And then you learn the precepts from us. And then you come in and try to act like you're my teacher or his teacher. No. That's wrong. Okay? That's not right. All right? A servant is not greater than his master. Okay? Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time. In due time. The race is not given to the swift. Casting all your care upon him, for he cared for you. Be sober, be vigilant. We need to be more circumspect out here. Get yourselves in shape. Start eating clean diets while you have a chance. Start parasite cleansing every few months. And you don't need to tell everybody what parasite cleanse you do. Because this Israelite thing of kicking health knowledge is a bunch of people who don't know what the hell they're talking about. I'm going to be honest with you. Everybody's deep. Do what you're doing in your own house. I mean, it's everybody's an expert. I do the herbs. I do the herbs. I do the herbs. Lord have mercy. Everyone's stepping on each other's toes. Okay? Find your own clientele or something. I mean, like, everybody's trying to sell to the same person. Everybody's trying to just, kick knowledge, and they're deep. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? Y'all starting to act like the Egyptians out there. They got like 7 tea shops next to each other. If you got real business acumen and knowledge and understanding, guess what? It's millions of people out there waiting to buy your stuff. Let me see your skills. Yes, we are having a community together. But just like the Gentiles sell to us, I would like to see you be able to sell to some of them Gentiles. That means you're a well-oiled and studied machine. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. See? He's looking for the weak. The weak get the teeth first. That devil walking around, let me tell you, he don't care about you crying. Let me tell you, I just lost my stepson a few months ago. The devil hit me with hailstorm. See? Hit me with all of this stuff. I still got to go to war. There's no remorse in this war. Let me tell you, crying does not fix anything. I had my whole garden knocked down. Truck got hit. Let me tell you, this is war. Prepare yourself for the next storm. Make sure you survive it next time. You really want to go to war, huh? You ever know somebody talk all that crap, but you hit them in the jaw, you hit them in the mouth. Let me tell you, let me tell you, they didn't know the hit was gonna be that hard. They didn't know the hit was gonna be that hard. Let me tell you, the devil have no remorse. I have not gotten any rest. And let me tell you, my rest will be in the kingdom. And I'm not crying. I don't need nobody to feel sorry for me. Nobody never feels sorry for me, and I don't want you to feel sorry for me now. All I need you to do is pray for me. My name is Gabar. That's warrior. R-E-I Gabar. That's a lion and warrior. Whenever a lion wants something to eat, he gonna go hunt for it and he gonna go get it. The meat will never just come and sit in front of his face and say, "Eat me." This is some Christian doctrine that we started to believe coming in here as Israelites. There's something floating down from heaven. And I don't mind hunting for mine. I don't mind fighting for mine. All you need to do is learn how to get comfortable with it. Like I say, the weight will always be heavy. You just get stronger. So for me to make 50 push-ups easy, I used to do 1,000 a day. 500 a day. This is a mindset that we're going to have to make it through this. For me to fight and fight off 1,000 people as an Israelite, guess what? I need to be practicing with my sword every day. But we war in the spirit. So we need to be reading Ecclesiasticus. We need to be studying the lessons. We need to get into the Hebrew and Bible Academy so that we can rule our household as men. And we can understand how this thing works so we can lead our family and our nation. The devil has no remorse. You know how you watch them wildlife videos and you see them little babies getting eaten by them Komodo dragon? Let me tell you, there's no remorse. I want you to picture yourself as that little baby calf, that little baby goat, and that Komodo dragon is coming about. While his parents just watches him get eat. The crocodiles just take him out the water. The lion. That's how the devil is. It's no remorse. Look at the you-wish people and look at their Talmud and check out how they deal with 3-year-olds. There's no remorse. It's you as a man to step up and to protect your family. Or you just let them come and just take your children and do what they want to do with them. This rainbow gang and all of these new things, these lifestyles that's going on out there. You're supposed to check on your children. You're supposed to be there. This is in your hands. The kingdom is in you. You know, it's you supposed to not get in trouble, to go to jail so you can be there for your children. And guess what? Christ have given a lot of us a chance, because a lot of us did silly, stupid things back then trying to survive. Now we have to say, hold up, I got to be able to be here for my children. I have to pick my battles very wisely, understanding that this is more of a spiritual war. And you can't get into emotions and want to fight how they used to teach us in the hood and say, you know what? I'll get a lawyer to fight this battle, because if I put my hands on you, I'm going to be in jail and I'm not going to be able to actually be there for my children. Now, if God wants me to go through some type of persecution like that, it's out of my hands anyway. Because I'm in his hands at the end of the day. Okay? Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Whom resist, steadfast in the faith. You have to resist them. Be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. See? That's why it says, whom resist, steadfast in the faith. Because the same attacks that they get in the world is the same attacks that come on you. So you must resist steadfast in the faith. You must resist according to the fruits of the Spirit and the works of the law, the works of Christ, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. They don't have those tools that you have to get through this. But the Most High of all grace, who had called us into his eternal glory by Christ Yeshua, after that you have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, and settle you. To him be glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Now, these are the things that we have to remember, guys. You don't want to be like these people who are sitting in front of this eclipse, lost their mind, because what's going to happen is everyone in this world is actually losing their mind now. That's what's going on. They are showing you through Kanye West mental illness. And I feel bad for my brother, I do, but I can't worry about all that right now. They're showing you the stupor. They're showing you a confused world. They're showing you Biden. Kanye West is doing no different than what Biden is doing, but in our community. Walking around simple as a days old, no shoes on, stockings on, no clothes. They're showing you like the world will be just out of their mind. Zombified. Hive-minded. Lunatics. Staring at the eclipse. See? One second. Let me see where I want to start. Verse 3. Let's go to Jude 1 and verse 3. So we can show you these people who we seen in these weird videos. Okay? And even some people who comes into this truth, who creeps in unawares, heaping souls to themselves. Let me tell you, you think because they're in the truth, let me tell you, they're just like these people who you seen walking around in this Cern parade. Same mind. They just have started to believe their own lies, that they are true. They start to believe that they're so deep. Yeah, they're deep. They're deep in hell. Before they get there. Let's show you those who we were just talking about with vanity. Those who believe that those vain things are worth time. For there are certain men or women, don't think, certain men and women, who crept in unawares, who were before of old ordained to this condemnation. Ungodly men, turning the grace of our God into lasciviousness. Hey, let me tell you, that's how they got Kanye right now, talking about God and turning the grace into lasciviousness. That's how they got these pastors. What's the guy named Pastor Todd? I wish I could find a pillow. Pastor, he ain't no pastor. I wish I could find the pillow. Let me tell you how Pastor Todd. That ain't no pastor. He's sitting with the pillow. So, I know a lot of things y'all do with spit and all this weird stuff. Let me tell you, that's what's going on. This is a confused world. You got people actually calling these people pastors. We should know what a pastor is. That ain't no pastor. These are young rainbow men. Don't even give them the name pastor. That's insane. That's belittling the name that the Most High have given real pastors. Okay, who pastor sheep in the flock. For there are certain men who crept in unawares. Unawares like agents. That's what unawares means. They slid through because let me tell you, only thing you paid attention to, and this is how a lot of people get through. Talent. They're impressionable. They're convincing. They can put a few words together. They also may have they may have appearance of being handsome or beautiful. That's why when Christ came, the Most High didn't. Christ been beautiful up there, but when he came down into this body, he didn't want people to just, worship him for his looks. You see? And there's nothing wrong with looking good. We're just saying. But you have people who comes in, and guess what? People cling to them. And I used to tell a lot of people when I was a young man about, I'm like, listen, be very careful who you come around, because all Israel is not Israel. Everyone's learning this thing and how to be. And guess what? Every time somebody would go around, people who I knew was heaping souls and do certain things, I gave people the benefit of the doubt. It was almost like how you get bit by a Komodo dragon. The Komodo dragon can bite you and just walk away because you're already dead. You're already done. And guess what? It happened to every single person. When I say every single person, every single person. See, I come to realize God, because I love for real. I don't want to see. I read souls. I'm not just seeing. Can you rap? Can you sing? Can you cook? Because you look good. I'm going by what the Bible says. Try every spirit. Time proves all things. Time. There's going to be patterns. There's going to be an algorithm. Do you come to the Sabbath often? Do you help? Do you pay your tithe? Tithe is a big part because, and not that a man, if he's poor at one point and he fixes it later, that doesn't mean he's not a good man because he can't do it now. But if he's staying the same and he's never improving, time is going to prove that. There's no work ethic. It's weakness there. Some things can be taught if a person wants to get taught. But let me tell you, there's a lot of things to try spirits. And that doesn't mean the person who's trying to spirit thinks they're better. None of us are supposed to think we're anything or better than another person. But some of us who have been in this long enough understands the Bible says to know who we labor amongst. It's going to take time to prove that. See? But some of you, somebody could come in, they can put a good talent together, put a good clothing on or something like that. Good attire, that's all you need. You're supposed to be nice to everybody, but you don't just open your doors up to everybody just because they say they're an Israelite. Yeah? You don't just let your children around everybody because everybody said they're an Israelite. This is going to take time. Crept in unawares, who were before the old ordained to condemnation, ungodly men, turning the grace of our God into lasciviousness and denying the only Lord God and our Yeshua Christ. I will therefore put you in remembrance. Though you once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believe not. So, what if some don't believe? Should that make the faith of God without effect? Huh? Should we stop this because they don't believe? God forbid. Because those who don't believe, they done anyway. So we're not even finna be stressing about why we can't wake them up, why the celebrities don't wake up. I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to go call those who I know is called, because I know according to prophecy, if they ain't getting it, there's somebody out there who's called. I'm trying to go find them. Let me tell you, when you try to beg people and cry and let me tell you, plead with them and come on, man, you could do it, man. Let me tell you, they still crap on you. See? And the angels, which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he had reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. So when we follow these people who's out there worshiping the eclipse, we become their lunatics. When we follow these celebrities, we become worshipers of idols. When you follow some people who comes into the truth because they're famous and their works are not proven, you're still worshiping idols in the truth. Give them time. Let them prove themselves. Just because somebody can sing, that doesn't mean they're righteous. Huh? Let me tell you, I've seen a lot of people who can blow. And let me tell you, they can blow just like the devil, like Lucifer. But they left this truth. So what's it all for? Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them, and I'm not talking about anybody personal, I'm giving you guys examples. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh and set for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. There go your Hollywood people. Likewise, also these filthy dreamers defile the flesh, despise dominion, and speak evil of dignities. Sons of perdition. Yet, now, this is the sad part. Some people who will comes into this truth share some of this spirit too. Maybe not all that part, but the rebellion part, which the Bible calls witchcraft. Yet Michael the archangel, when continuing with the devil, Michael was a different type of angel. He disputed about the body of Moses, durst not bring against him railing accusation, but said, the Lord rebuked thee. Look how Michael carries himself. He's contending with the devil, disputing about the body of Moses, getting frustrated with the devil, disputing about the body of Moses. Because we know what they like to do in ancient Egypt when it comes to these bodies, trying to bring these bodies back, trying to do all types of technology with the bodies. To bring back some influential leader, trying to get in the brains and get in the cells, all this weird science that they do. It's science falsely so-called. Michael durst not bring railing accusation, but he said, you know what? You're going to make me tell you something, but I'm going to tell you the Lord rebuke you. You see? So that's how Michael handled it. But let us see the carnality of the other angels and how they roll and how rebellious people think. But these speak evil of those things which they know not. But what they know naturally, according to the flesh, as brute beasts, in those things they corrupt themselves. Woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of Cain, and ran greedily after the error of Balaam for reward, and perished in the gainsaying of Korah. See? He's naming a few people. Cain, Balaam, Korah. You see? All people who was trying to gain some vainglory. The angels, the devil. So we must not stay in these type of spirits going forth in this time. Do not be distracted by silly things, even by yourself. Don't let your own self get in your way, or your own pride get in your way. Why? Because these are spots in your feast of charity. When they feast with you like Judas, feeding themselves without fear, they'll come to the feast with you and eat, knowing they have a problem with you. That's weird. That's weird. I'm not going to nobody's house to eat. I got a problem with them. But see, I made it spiritually to the point to where I don't have a problem with people. I don't have an offense with anybody. People can have offenses with me, but I will never allow myself to have offenses with people. I just don't care about it. I don't let people control my feelings. You can call me ugly, bad. You can call me the B word. The F. It won't bother me. Because I'm not any of those things that you say. I don't care. Keep saying them. I don't care. Some of us spiritually have gotten to the point where we're not going to let you make us lose sleep at night. I'll lose sleep over someone who I love if I care if something's going wrong with them. For some person who wants to be evil, hey, I pray that everything works out for them. They'll come out and sit down at a table and eat with somebody through evil, but I won't. I see the Bible says, let not the sun go down on your wrath, or you're going to give place to the devil. I don't want to give place to the devil. So if I love my brother or sister, I will apologize if I've done something wrong. And guess what? Even if I'm all right, I will still apologize. Because I know at the end of the day, it's about gaining someone. The strong must bear the infirmities of the weak. Fighting fire with fire doesn't work. If they don't know love, I must show them love. If they hate me after that, I heap coals of fire upon their head, like the Bible says. Not willingly, but the Most High will deal with them after that. See? And if you're a person who, you were in the world, you were a good fighter, and you won most of your battles, for you even the more, you really need to practice that. Because most of the people you come across, you can beat their tail. So now you really need to be the person to practice being an ambassador and peacemaker. Because that shows a lot. You really could have choked them, smacked them, punched them, and you know it. But you chose to be a peacemaker. Boy, that's powerful in the eyes of the Most High. See? Some of us, most people, we can lay down. That's just the reality of it. And because they come in the truth, it's like when you go to the zoo. It's like a glass, and it's like the lion that's scratching in the glass that can't get the people behind the glass. Some of us are that lion who was in the world, who know you can't get to him, so don't waste your time. Focus on calming yourself down and doing what the Spirit says. See? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Don't let yourself get in the way. So just accept no one can offend you. Don't nobody touch your children, your wife, your husband, nothing like that. Hey, they can say what they want to say. These are spots in your feast of charity when they feast with you, feeding themselves without fear. Now, some people, they would take advantage knowing that you're that lion, and they banging on the glass. And that's when, listen, let me tell you, they bang on that glass, and then that glass end up cracking. But see, the lion don't even have to bite them because the glass end up falling on them and killing them. But that be the Most High punishing them. Because then the irony of that is like, well, they broke the glass, but the lion didn't actually end up going inside and killing and fighting them. But the glass killed them. That was the Most High. To those who have ears, let them hear. So you can see how the Holy Spirit put that thing together. You know, those who have ears, let them hear. So I'm saying, because some people takes advantages of that. They in the truth. Oh, he can't touch me. Get it be the truth. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But let me tell you right now, there's punishments for people like that who takes advantage of these things. There they go. They say call it poking the bear. See, we don't got to do nothing. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord. All right. So, these are spots at your feast of charity when they feast with you, feeding themselves without fear. Clouds they are without water. Dry clouds, carried about of winds, trees, whose fruits wither it. Without fruit, twice dead, plucked up out of roots. Really have no works. But let me tell you, really has no works. But they're going to be at them holy days. They're going to be at every feast. But you're never going to see them on the Sabbaths. They're going to be at every party. They're going to be where the wine is. They're going to be where there's food and games. Somehow they are there on time. But they are never there when it's time to work. Put in. Let me tell you, this is a fact. Kids attacked after taunting Jeremiah. There you go. Was that Jeremiah when they were like, thou bald head, thou bald head? Was that Jeremiah? I don't know if it was that Jeremiah. Was that the ones who was attacked by the bear? Raging waves of the sea, foaming out their own shame, wandering stars, to whom is reserved blackness and darkness forever. You seen them wandering stars that was wandering to California? They was wandering to the Hollywood mansion in Vegas, and yeah. But all of y'all wanted to go and see the eclipse. Huh? And Enoch, also the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, behold, the Lord coming with 10,000 of his saints to execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them, and all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and all of their heard speeches which ungodly sinners have spoken against them. These are murmurers. They gossiping. Let me tell you, the Most High hates complaining and murmuring and gossiping. And when you see a man doing it, when you see men calling around, talking about other men's lives, negative and all that, not trying to do works and be fruitful, you got to ask yourself, are they a part of that prophecy where it say they shall become women in it, shall be like women in that day? When I got another man in my mouth, I'm like, yo, I only buy my daughter's dresses, brother, and panties. You need me to buy you something too? Come on now. These are murmurers and complainers, sisters gossiping after each other. I thought you supposed to be happy at home with your husband. Huh? Do we need to buy you a jock strap or something? What's going on? What is going on? Sisters, let me tell you, do you need to put on a football helmet? Come on now. Walking after their own lust. Let me tell you something Kevin Samuel said that was cold. And I always said this, and I didn't even know he said this. Talk to your husband like you talk to your white boss at work. The man who gonna give you that paycheck. And we ain't got nothing else to talk about. You're humble. You hoping the boss take you out to lunch. Let me tell you, talk to your husband the same way. Because you come home as if this dude is your son or something. Talk to your husband the same way you talk to your white boss or your East Indian or your Chinese boss at work. That's a test for you to do. Test that. But he don't deserve that. He ain't godly like the Bible says. Who are you to decide that? How do you know you are? You must have went up to heaven and he told you were already making it in. These are murmurers, complainers, walking after their own lust, and their mouth speaketh great swelling words, having men's persons in admiration because of advantage. See? So they can use people. Having men's persons in admiration. Men pleasers. Because of advantage. I'm a man please him so I can get up here. And let me tell you, I will never allow some man to man please me. You can give me some props as my brother, but let me tell you, with no offense, but back in the days in the streets, they call it a D-rider. In the truth, they give you enough honor to at least call you a man pleaser. I'm gonna just say it like that. Hold on, brother. I like women. Okay? We good over here. I don't need a compliment 30 times. Okay? I said praise the Most High. All right? Now we got to get this thing together, man. So, I don't mind. I don't mind appreciation, but it's all going to be towards the Most High, obviously. But some people, some men, calm down. It's okay. It's some beautiful women over there. All right? But they really trying to posture themselves because they have a motive. But beloved, remember ye the words which were spoken before the apostle of our Lord Yeshua, how that they told you that there should be mockers in the last time, who shall walk after their own ungodly lust. These be they who separate themselves. Let's read it again. These be they who separate themselves. When the last time you been at the Sabbath? You been working? If you ain't been working, what you been doing? Oh, I'm just studying alone, you know. I'm just with the Most High. It's just me and the Most High. And guess what? I made this song too. It's just beautiful. Yeah, we would love to hear the song in the body. After you show us you can be there for at least a year or two. See? And I'm not putting a time frame on things. I'm just kind of like, hey, come on now. These be people who separate themselves like a bull straying along will get torn to pieces by the wolves. Sensual, having not the spirit. You know why? You don't get the spirit of the body being alone. If you cut a part of the pinky off and you leave that thing over there, this thing is going to heal up on its own and that pinky is going to rot away. If you take a fruit off of the mother tree after a while, it's just going to rot away. When you take some fresh vegetables out of the ground, after a while, they start to die. We are a body. But ye beloved, build up yourselves on your most holy faith, praying in the Holy Spirit. Keep yourselves in the love of Yeshua, following the commandments, looking for the mercy of our Lord Yeshua. Not to yourself, be just because you're an Israelite. And some have compassion. Some people you don't need to. You know how you notice some people. You don't have to go hard at correcting them. You can just go there, be respectful. Then you got the knuckleheads who you really have to check. Yeah, Elder such and such, Deacon such. I need you to be a witness over here. This dude is unruly. Won't listen. Think he running something over here because he got a few muscles. He got a few bicep going on, a few precepts. He don't know he dealing with the men of the Most High. He must have forgot the story of Ananias and Sapphira. Huh? See? Yeah, or go start your own church somewhere. But don't reference us in the title. Don't tag us in the title so you can get some views. Show the power of the Most High you got. And guess what? If it's of the Most High, it's gonna flourish. If not, it's gonna fail. Don't mention us. You don't gotta do a diss video, cause you ain't gonna be no different than 50 Cent. Mentioning other men to become famous. Make yourself famous. Huh? And of some have compassion. But you see, I've never really seen somebody listen to that. They always have to make a diss video. They always have to attach themselves in some type of way or had a G.O.C.C. in their little title. That's when you know they can't stand alone. You should have just stayed under your teachers. Yeah. You'll have some people take the name of the Most High that we taught them, and then, years later, they going against us. You got the name of a higher from us. Yeah, man, but they teach that flee Babylon doctrine. Negro, you actually got the name of the Most High from Elder Rawchaa and Elder Rawchaa. Period. No humility. How you got the name of a higher and then you following the moon? Sabbath's on Tuesday this day. It might be on Thursday that day. You know what? It might be on Friday. That you know what? It's actually on Saturday this day. Well, look at that. But eat. That's all, folks. And others save with fear, pulling them out of the fire, hating even the garment spotted by the flesh. Meaning, be stern with this one. Let them know there's no games being played. And that's one thing I loved about some of my leaders who have been to prison, came from the street life. It's no fear about some dude who thought he was some gangster or thought he did. Brother, you ain't scaring nothing over here. We done been through it all. So, brothers done did time, brothers done pop pistols. We didn't, let me tell you, you ain't scaring nothing over here. We got brothers who done been to the military. You got somebody who the Most High done woke up of every, type of character. So you not scaring nothing over here. See? You might as well come under and do what's right. Zero care. Like how we say in Houston, bars none, fades all. It's no fear about this stuff. We didn't come here to worry about you being who you were in the world. You come in here to change your soul and to do right. If you want to be in our establishment under Christ, you're going to do it according to Christ, not your way. You want to do it your way? Go and see how you do. We didn't build a ship. We didn't build a straight ship. Better than a Titanic. Get back in your canoe and paddle along. All right? We got the ark. And we're not saying it with cockiness, but it took time to build this. Right? Now unto him that is able to keep you from falling and to present you faultless before the presence of his glory with exceeding joy. To the one and only wise God our Savior be glory and majesty. He gets the glory. He gets the majesty. He gets the dominion and the omnipotence. And power now and forever. All right? I'm gonna open up the line just for like 10 minutes. Anybody who got questions or comments, I'm only gonna give you 2 minutes because I gotta go eat these birria tacos and my wife them hooked up, Let me tell you. Yes, indeed. Every now and then she hooked that up. So listen, we make everything from scratch around here. Let me tell you, me and your Rock be on the phone. Yeah, we like, yeah, what you got from scratch this time? Okay. So, the call-in number is 281-973-6872. All right. Go ahead. If you want to call in. If not, I'm going to go get me something to eat. Give me a few push-ups in. And there you go. 281-973-6872. Are you okay after the eclipse? You better be. You better get your mind right because we don't have time for any of these distractions and you don't want yourself to get in the way. Okay? So, we drink me a little bit. All right. So, if we don't have anybody calling in because it may be too late in the next few minutes, we closing this thing out. So yeah, you better call in because hey, we closing this thing out. All right. Now, we will be soon doing a few little things for the brothers, like little health things, because we want to show the importance of health in these times and how we're talking about this so much, but only a few people listens, and it's all good. So we're going to try to motivate as much as possible, okay? We're going to try to motivate as much as possible and encourage, but in a war, in a war, if we're in the army, it's only so many people you can put over your shoulder and carry back. So I pray that we try to get our health in line, starting with our diet and our exercise. Notice how most of the people, regardless of diet, that's one of the most important parts. But if they are actually lifting weights, and I must say lifting weights, or doing bands, they live longer and look better. 916 area code. 916 area code. Let me turn this down a little bit. 916 area code. Who we got calling in?
Hey, Shalom, Shalom. You got Ishai calling in from Atlanta. I was seeing if y'all
Wait,
had
wait, wait, wait,
a
wait, hold up now. You just start going. What's your name again?
Ishai.
You're shy. Okay, how you doing, my brother? Let me first ask
Doing
you.
good, my brother.
Let me first
Yeah.
ask you a question. How long? Well, one, are you with our church?
No, that's what I was calling to see if you had a church, a congregation in Atlanta, Georgia, Atlanta.
All right. Well, I tell you what. What you do is you send me an email to Elder Rawchaa at gmail.com. Are you looking at the chat?
While I'm on the phone, yeah,
I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Elder, let me put it in the chat, and you email me that. I'm gonna send you to I think it's Bishop Baruch there. Okay.
Okay.
1 second. Elder Rawchaa at gmail.com. So that's gonna be Elder AHRAYA at gmail.com. Send me your email there, and then I'm gonna send you to I think Bishop Baruch, who's over that area. Okay.
Okay. All right.
So I'm putting it in the chat, but I told it to you. So what tribe you from, my brother? You know or do you don't know?
Yeah. I'm from the tribe of Judah.
All praises to the Most High. All right. So how long you been listening to us?
I've been listening for like at least 2 years now.
Okay. All right. That's all right. So you you thinking it's like, man, it's probably about time for me to go ahead and join, huh?
Yeah. I went out to a camp, to another camp, and I was doing like prospecting, and it just didn't work out because the doctrines wasn't sound according to the statute, laws, and commandments of the Most High. So it says the Spirit bear witness that ye are. Let me get that scripture real quick.
Well, you don't got to get the scripture because you only got 2 minutes. But let me ask you a question. How do you know that the doctrine wasn't right? You been studying?
They was telling me that I could go to clubs. That it's all right to go to clubs in Atlanta with women twerking.
Go ahead.
That according to Deuteronomy 7:1, that I could get a woman, and if she is not of my 12 tribes, that I can sleep with her with protection and go back to my wife and find me an Israelite woman.
Well,
said, this is not the.
I know why you ran then. I gotta tell you what, that's definitely not in the Bible. Man, I would love for somebody to find that. Boy,
Yeah, that's what they was teaching me at Deuteronomy 7:1. If it's not the nations mentioned, the Hittites, the Jebusites, and those 7 nations mentioned, that you can sleep with any woman and have them as a concubine.
Well,
and
make sure you keep it on point because we got children or somebody that may be listening here. But I tell you what.
Okay.
So I don't want you to be a hypocrite to do what they tell you not to do on my show, but it's all good. Listen.
Okay. Well, just to keep it disclosure, for the children, that it wasn't sound doctrine to the Most High and to Christ. It wasn't sound doctrine to the Scriptures.
Yeah.
So I just said, hey, I left the prospect, and I was like, hold on, I've been just watching classes with the Gathering Church of Christ for over 2 years. So I was like, hey, look, it's sound. I seen the Passover, all praise to the Most High. It was wonderful, of solemn,
yeah,
under the Most High, and like once again, like I said, the Passover that they did invite me to as a prospect, I didn't even, after I seen it, and other prospects told me, they was playing like not worship music of the Most High, it was music of the world, like I mean, you know what I'm saying? Kids is on here, but I was like,
I'm not gonna ask you what camp it is, but because I like to keep people's integrity. If that's what they believe, that's on them.
Yeah.
That's on them. But I'm glad if you found what you feel like is for your spirit, all praises be to the Most High. If people feel like that's their thing, that's on them. But I tell you what, make sure that you take our Hebrew and Bible Academy. I'm going to send you the email to Bishop Baruch. That way you can get a total understanding of the doctrine, like the full understanding. Have you taken our academy yet or not yet?
No, I haven't taken your academy.
Make
yet.
sure
I haven't
make
taken
sure you do.
it.
Make sure you do. I believe that every
Okay.
man should take that, because if you really want to serve the Lord, man, just you want to have your doctrine sound. But I tell you what, instead of you jumping all over the place trying to learn how to study yourself and trying to find the old lessons, it's already put together for you. And then now when you're studying the lessons we're bringing out, you kind of know where everything's going already. That's why I'm telling you that. Because anybody can go, we got hundreds upon hundreds of lessons, but you'll be guessing all over the place. And guess what? It's all structured for you for 3 months. Boom. And then when we bring out lessons on Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever the case may be, news, you learn the Hebrew, you learn everything like that. So that's why I'm putting it out there. So whenever you can.
And I have a question to you,
Yeah.
brother. And I was like, this is what I asked them. And they said it's not in the. And you studied for a long time, you know, as in your ranks and elder. Where was Christ in the clubs? Because they said, well, show me where he's not. I said, what in the world? Where was Christ?
Let me tell you, I'm not gonna even get into all that because he wasn't in no clubs. You understand? So he let me tell you, he drunk him a little wine, and it is nothing wrong for a man to go to a you understand, go get him a drink. Now, if he,
Yeah.
I wouldn't go where people is doing all of some sin. I can tell you that. If I want to go play a little pool when they selling some drinks at the bar, I'm gonna get me a drink and I'm gonna mind my business. People want to do. But if I see something that's some harlotry going on, I'm like, yeah, this is the wrong place. You know. But anyway.
And the scripture said,
But anyway,
scripture said no.
I got to get
no
to the next.
rivalry.
I got to get
Yeah,
to the
but go
next
ahead.
caller, man. I appreciate you. What's your name
Okay.
again, brother?
You're shy.
I'm sorry about that. You're shy. All praises be to the Most High, my brother.
Okay. All praises. All right. Shalom.
Elder Rawchaa at gmail.com. I'm putting it in the chat. Check the chat for it. All right.
All right.
All right. Shalom.
Shalom.
Now I don't need nobody just emailing me trying to conversate and talk to me. I got a wife. Okay. And you know, I'm just saying, if you emailing me about something important, that's cool. But I'm just putting it out there. Okay? So I put it out there that way this brother can get with the bishop, Baruch, or whatever the case may be. All right? So if we have any more callers, go ahead and call in. Okay? Y'all funny. Yeah. Well, listen. That's on them. If that's what, let me tell you, all I know is Christ said, you know, he's going to come back and say, depart from me, you workers of iniquity. I know you're not. You Kira to hell, the water elder, you showed up and showed out as always. Well, I don't think I'm showing out. I show the Holy Spirit out. That's all I can do. You know, but all praises be to the Most High. Don't drink in excess, in moderation, of course. There you go. Well, listen. Nobody else is going to call in. We're going to shut this thing down. You understand? Because I know it was a little late. I really want to start coming on a little earlier. But after this hailstorm, I'm really still trying to get things back settled. So, you know. Will you all add meat birds to the homestead? Of course. Let me tell you, my neighbors already got some. So it's you know, it's a lot of things that's gonna get added. Can I speak about Masons? Well, I'm not gonna speak about it tonight because it's time to go. You understand? It's a little time to go. You know, I want to put my little Game of Thrones on again. I'll be rewatching Game of Thrones. When some other good shows ain't on, I rewatch Game of Thrones until another show is on. I like to watch the ancient war movies. J-Rob. Anyway, guys, peace and blessings. I am Elder Rawchaa, Tuesday night with G.O.C.C. Media. I'm glad everybody is alive after the eclipse because they tried to bring all the doom and gloom. Let me tell you, they talking about the cicadas. They talking about bringing out the National Guard. They talking about turning off the lights and all of this type of stuff. And I'm not saying that some of these things didn't happen on a small level, but we are still okay. And we want to remember, let our own self don't get in the way. Don't worry about any of these distractions of celebrities, of what they talking about going on. Yes, these things will happen. But the most important thing we need to do, make sure we save our food, water, necessities. Make sure ultimately we're saving our soul. And that's going to be getting in front of our studies, getting in front of helping with the work, not just asking all the time. Show that this is your kingdom. You see this world falling. Work harder. Let me tell you, swim like you got on a float. I need you to swim even though you don't have on a float. Swim like you got a float on. Swim like you in a boat. Swim like you walking on water. You know what I mean? That means like even though the weight is heavier, you do. Let me tell you, spiritually do so much. You understand? Work to where the burden feels lighter, because the harvest is plenteous, but the laborers are few. All right. Peace and blessings to you all. We love you all. Make sure you stay tuned for tomorrow for Elder Rawchaa's show on A Gathering 144 YouTube channel. All right. And then on Thursday, you're going to have Deacon Hazak. You understand what I'm saying? On Friday, you're going to have our Patreon. Make sure you subscribe to our Patreon to get things that cannot be talked about or discussed on YouTube. And then at night on Friday, you have Elder Rawchaa every other weekend. And on Saturday, you have the Sabbath lessons. On Sunday, you're going to have historytimes.org, Hebrew and Bible Academy. I'm telling you right now, if we're not working with Christ come back, we got to be afraid. But we working through the whole week. That's what this thing is about. All these distractions and what they doing over here, doing over there, who messing with who sleeping with who. Let me tell you, we can care less. If they want to keep opening their back doors, that's on them. We out of here. Peace and blessings. Make sure you go to historytimes.org.
The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you